What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you're embarrassed, we're going to talk about it.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like Austin Stinker, he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo. I'm Tom Arnone. The family out there, it's a sad day. All right, we're embarrassed today, and I want you to pound the like and hit the subscribe if you're embarrassed. Nobody really expected to win this game. You wanted to compete, and we're going to talk about it. We'll do Crumbs of the Week at the end of the show. Joel Embiid for MVP. We'll discuss it. Game Balls and Fumbles around Super Wild Card Weekend. Eagles season, was it a success or a failure? You know, we had this conversation about once we knew we clinched about 2 weeks ago, right? And to me, it was really something that was determined on how you played in your first round game. And not necessarily winning it. Did it look like you deserved to be there? So we'll talk about if the season was a success or not in a little bit. Eagles.
Cowboys just held on defense. That's
Eagles, Bucks, postgame. That's our main topic at hand. Ties into our poll question. Brought to you by Manscaped. And you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. From the weed whacker, the lawnmower, the ball deodorant. What don't they have for you? Go check it out. You can get a ton of stuff and cologne too, and get 20% off and free shipping.
Oh, we got the cologne
at Manscaped.com.
Good. I like it.
Our poll question for tonight's show: Jalen Hurts must improve as a passer to win a playoff game in the future. I'll add that at the end, just because people are dumb. You know what I mean? People are like, of course, right? Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it around, review it, 5-star it, comment in. Let us know where you're commenting in from, and how mad are you right now? I want to know, because I don't know if anybody. We all are going to talk like we're going to win a football game, but how many of us really believed we were going to win a football game? That being said, how many people are disgusted right now from what you watched today? And now all the question marks that we came into this year with, those question marks are still there. Okay? Those question marks are still there. And obviously to the poll, must improve as a passer. Absolutely. I totally agree. Right? Because what you saw today, when you don't go through your progressions, when you can't throw guys open, and when you don't have the zip to make up for it. Right? Like some guys on the DeVonta Smith ball that was picked, some guys might have the zip to maybe squeeze that in there. That ball felt like 5 days.
He's just throwing too late. Everything's late.
Everything's late. Nothing is trusted. Now, what does this organization go from here? Right? I said if he didn't play well, and he was the reason you lost a football game, I can see them looking elsewhere because I know him. I know him all too well. Now, I'm not telling you what I would do. I'm telling you what they might do. I don't know what I would do. I gotta process it, right? I gotta let it sit with me for a minute and understand, yes, it's his first playoff game, right? Understand that, but the problems, they're still there. And today they were magnified tenfold, okay? Get the greatest magnifying glass of all time today on it. And all those glaring weaknesses that we tried to hide because we were winning football games, right? So you try to hide some of the glaring weaknesses, and some of them got better, you thought, as the season was going on a little bit. But guess what? You played the 2 seed. You played the Super Bowl champions. And they tried to make you throw today. They stacked the box and tried to make you throw, and you couldn't, even in a game where you were down 31-0 and 17-0, really 14-0 in a blink of an eye. And then 17-0, right? Or a game where that's a game where you should, all right, you should be able to throw. You're down. You're down big. And he still couldn't throw it well enough.
I mean, well enough at all.
At all. But listen, I think there was two passing yards after the first quarter or second quarter or two. Or no, there's 8 minutes left in the second quarter and there's 2 passing yards. You're not going to win playoff games like that. We all knew that. That we all talked about it all week. You have to be able to throw the football enough to win, and he wasn't able to throw it at all today. So that's a huge question mark leading in to next season, right? And that's what we didn't want. We wanted these 18 games, 17 games, playoff game, right? We wanted that to sort of determine, right, where we were going at the quarterback position moving forward, right? I think I can speak for a lot of people. That's undecided. Right, we don't have an answer for that. That's an unknown. Because to me, I don't think he's good enough.
I've decided.
I love him as a kid. I continue to say I love him as a kid. He's a worker. He's a leader. Right. I probably would give him next year because of the money. But if the right deal was on the table to get a veteran in here that's better, maybe I take it. It all depends on what's on the table. Right?
Maybe.
Well, it depends. Like if I got to give up 3 first-round picks,
Russell Wilson. I'll pick him up from Seattle.
All right, but I'm not giving up 3 first-round picks. That's why the maybe's there.
Well, no.
Okay, so allow me to throw the maybe in because there's certain deals I don't make. I'm not giving up 2 this year. Okay, I'll keep 2 because I need to get better in spots too. We're not just quarterback away from winning.
Yeah.
We're not just a quarterback away from winning. We're Jonathan Gannon, stop being missionary defense, maybe away from being better too moving forward. So there's a lot of problems here, and I hope he takes a head coaching job somewhere. But in terms of Jalen Hurts, I agree. Listen, I'm concerned by today's performance.
Who would hire Jonathan Gannon?
The Vikings?
Wow. Who would hire him for like a frozen yogurt stand? I mean, holy cow. I hear you. You're just reporting. Yeah. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, I don't know how he's even getting offers. I have no idea.
Defense did play well after the bad start, but like we've been saying, slow starts killing us.
We didn't play any quarterbacks today. We played it great, and he carved us up. And we did the opposite. We
did actually get pressure on them, like second quarter on, but we didn't bring any pressure. We didn't bring any pressure though.
You can't go and bring 4 guys who aren't stars and not get pressure on a quarterback. That's great, and allow him to get comfortable in a football game. That's the one guy I don't want to let get comfortable. And we allowed Tom Brady today to get comfortable. Now Jalen Hurts played from behind, but guess what? His drives were atrocious early on. So I mean, this was a combo. Obviously, and the blame goes around. But
maybe he should have played. Maybe we should have played some guys against Dallas. I think we were talking about that last week.
Yep. Because I don't know who
maybe we said this slow start was coming.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love Jalen Hurts. I'm with you, Tom. Sorry, Swoops.
No,
I love Jalen Hurts, but I'll trade for Russell Wilson fucking tomorrow. I would. I just would. I'm trying to win playoff games, and I don't think Jalen Hurts can win playoff games. I think he's a good little quarterback. I think he's probably a backup in the league. He just can't throw the ball well enough. And I like the guys who can't throw the ball well enough.
I don't know what people want. People want like I'm not trying to get rid of the guy if the deal isn't right. Like I'll just hold on to him and hope he gets better. Right. I'll just say, hey, I'll get better around him and pray to God he gets better. But if you look at today and you're not even a little bit concerned, right? Like you don't sit back and look in the mirror and you're a little bit concerned about what you watched today, and people are gonna be out there in the chat maybe that are upset by the fact that this conversation is even coming up. That's just blind loyalty to me.
Why though?
It's blind loyalty.
Why would you be upset? That's my question to everyone out there that is upset, because you listen to a Hall of Fame quarterback on the broadcast today, literally, fucking piece of shit ear fucking bud. Listen to a Hall of Fame quarterback on the broadcast today literally say that there's guys open, there's throws that are easy throws to make, and we aren't making any of them. He's all fucking broadcast. Troy was saying these are easy throws to make. One-on-one coverage, DeVonta Smith, easy throws, 15-yard in, easy throw. We ain't making none of them.
I mean, you don't even see them. Forget about making them. Don't even
see them.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, you know what you're saying is spot on, but you don't even see them. You know what I mean? So he don't even see it. I mean, that changed.
Wes Watkins still open on that one.
Obviously,
still open.
Orlovsky, did a great breakdown. We didn't really see that on the broadcast. They didn't want to, maybe it was 0-0, so they, or no, 7-0, whatever. So they didn't feel like tearing up Jalen early on. But nobody told us that. Love the breakdown. My goodness gracious, that's an easy read. It's an easy read. I don't care what year you're in, dude. That's peewee football right there, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're looking at the safeties. As a quarterback, you look at the safeties. One goes there, and it's one-on-one coverage, and you throw the ball deep, and he runs under it. The guy flying, right? You know what I mean? Come on. So there's certain things that, obviously everybody misses throws. Everybody, misses reads. I mean, even the greats, not you know what I mean? But not at this clip. You know what I mean? And the problem is that
not that read.
No, not at that clip. But, and the problem was, it was really 9 weeks of. We talked about, listen, you don't fault them for who they played. I'm not going back to the schedule. I'm just telling you, in that run, that was a successful run. Yes, they were doing some things good. They were running the football, right? But he still wasn't throwing the ball well, right? And they weren't really playing anybody, so it gives you that false hope, and you rather be in the playoffs than home watching. Absolutely, right? Especially since it didn't really affect your affect your draft too much. You know what I mean? Like, you still got 3 picks. Obviously you could have, moved up if you were, 4-13, but you still trade, that exciting 9 weeks to get you to where you were today. It was just, but there was, to Tommy's point earlier, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that did think they were going to win. I got news for you. So whether that was, blind loyalty, the fact that the Bucs were banged up, whether there was going to be weather issues, whatever it was, there was people howling from the rooftops that this was going to be, that they had a shot here. And then we thought this was their best matchup, of who they had a chance to play. You know what I mean? And of course, you'd rather play the Cardinals, if you had a choice. But of the teams they had a chance to play, we figured that was their best matchup. Even though you never want to go against Brady, you know what I mean? Just them being so depleted, and then they lost a couple more linemen during the game. I mean, they lost 2 All-Pro guys. I think Jensen came back, but Wirfs was out. They were losing linemen left and right. Crazy.
Yeah, Wirfs tried to come back, but he just couldn't go. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm right with you, Sweeps. We thought it was. We didn't think it was a good matchup per se. We thought that maybe everything was aligning for us with all their guys out. But I mean, obviously, it didn't matter because we couldn't do anything. They didn't even have to do anything on offense. We couldn't do fucking anything. So just dink and dunk us down the field. Throw to Gio Bernard. Run to some fucking guy I never heard of, Keshawn Vaughn. I feel kind of embarrassed, Tom. To answer your question that you said earlier, is this a successful season? I would have said before the game, absolutely. We're playing with house money. But when you get beat that badly, it's tough to say that right now. I would still say it's a successful season, but I'm because I don't know about the QB situation. It's the most important fucking spot in sports. Maybe it's not a successful season. I don't fucking know. I'm not happy.
No, it's a hard question to answer.
Yeah. No, absolutely. 100%. You know what I mean? And they're missing, like you said, injuries happen, you know what I mean? But it could be even worse, you know what I mean? Because there are a lot of those throws that Tommy missed early. Was just having the young wide receivers, that were either sitting down or getting to their spot. You know what I mean? That could have got even more ugly.
Yeah. Early on Sweeps. Yeah. Sorry, Greg.
No, it's definitely interesting because to the poll, absolutely agree. But to the other question, is it successful? I think it's successful if you come out and you know who your quarterback is. right? And I think during that run, again, we all knew who they were playing. But when you stack wins like that, you kind of overlook that because you're winning football games, right? And you're hoping that although they are tomato cans, the culture of winning is building, right? And then you come out today and just get absolutely embarrassed. And those same questions that you had, maybe even during those wins, rear their ugly head again. And now you sit back and you're sitting there, you're like, there's no shot that Jeffrey and Howie are spending 3 picks on the defense if they use all 3. There's no shot because we know them, right? They're either now it's probably an offensive lineman and a quarterback. Like now everything is back on the table. And so I don't know. I guess making a playoffs in the first year of a head coaching tenure is probably considered a success, yes. But in terms of where do we go from here and what we hope to get out of this season, a la, is Jalen Hurts the guy? I don't know if that is a success because we still don't know.
False start.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, and yeah, absolutely, buddy. And it's a winning position. All right, we've talked about this 100 times. We're not stating the obvious. It's just a winning position. I understand. I don't care if you're in your first year, second year, third year. You know what I mean? That's how you get judged. You know what I mean? So for the people that think, oh, you're picking on Hurts, Dak is going to get destroyed. He's going to get destroyed. Right? This is, and I'm saying,
they're trying to let them stay in this game. By the way, did you see this?
Years to another team that has nothing to do with the Eagles. I'm just saying, this dude's going to get destroyed. All right,
for sure.
They had no timeouts. I have no idea how this happened. Sorry, I don't want to look at the TV. I'm trying to lock in here, but I have no idea.
Sweeps,
no timeouts.
Sweeps, they just made a fucking brutal call on what was the game-winning play. Mm-hmm. They called a false start on Trent Williams, and he didn't move.
But they lose.
Trying to keep Dallas in this game.
They lose this game, like he's going to get destroyed. You know what I mean? Like it's about you gotta win playoff games, man. Not only just get there. You know what I mean? All those stats are hollow. You know what I mean? Like fantasy stats are cute for fantasy football, right? they don't always translate to wins and losses. You know what I mean? Or to wins, excuse me. You know what I mean? So like they got people want to pick up that box score, and people that or the pro Hurts guys are going to tell you, oh, look at these stats. Come on, dude. Like, don't kid yourself. You're only joking yourself. Don't tell me what the yards were. Don't tell me just don't tell me about it, dude. Just use your eyes. It was 31-0. It was slop time. All right. It's Garbo time again. All right. Which half this season, a lot of his stats were Garbo time,
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeremiah, I appreciate the super chat. The poll answer is easily a yes. Yeah, I think we all agree on that. I mean, that's just common sense. But this is a good question too. I thought the question would be, can Jalen be the future? I think he should get 2022, but as of now, I don't think so. I thought he should too, and I've sort of said that this year just because of the money, etc. And then you can sort of figure out if you need a quarterback because you're not in essentially win Super Bowl now mode anyway. So you know what I mean? You don't have to. So personally, would I bring him back? Speaking for myself, yes. That's why I'm telling the people out there to calm down. Like I'm going to crush him if he doesn't play well. But would I bring him back and give him one chance to prove he can be the guy? Why I rebuilt this thing? Sure, if the right offer's not out there, but if the right offer's right out there to get a franchise quarterback, right at the right age, then of course I'm all in. Like I'm not an idiot. So it just depends on the right deal. But I would probably bring him back. But I'm also not Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman that want to throw the football. Right. And we've been yelling about it all year. I know their truths. Right. I can sit here and say, I know their truths. I know what they're talking about right now. All right. I got like a bug in their place that I know what they're talking about all the time. And the one thing they want is to be able to throw the football.
Check it.
Now, are wins important to them? Absolutely. Getting to the playoffs is great. If this team would have competed better today and Jalen Hurts wouldn't have been atrocious, essentially, through the first two and a half quarters, okay, maybe 3, right? If he wasn't atrocious, then maybe they're saying to themselves in their little room, hey, we're going to bring this guy back, right? Like, you know what? This is our guy. He proved it today that he can compete in a playoff game. Like I said, if you have any confidence leaving this football game on him, all our questions before the season are still there. So, yes, would I give him 2022 in his junior year, as air quote, to figure it out? Sure, of course. But again, if that guy comes across your desk that you just can't turn down, that's also understandable, even if you aren't in air quote win now mode. So I think it all just depends.
Yeah.
It's the NFL. I feel like you're always in win now mode. Quarterback changes everything. If you get a good quarterback, it changes everything. Look at the fucking Bucs. Were they in win now mode? Nobody thought so until they got Brady. I mean, to me, it's very simple, Tom. And I do agree with you. I would stick with Jalen. However, if Russell Wilson's available and he wants to come here, you fucking get Russell Wilson. That's how that works.
Yeah, yeah. But again, I'm not giving up 3 firsts. It's the right deal because I got to pay him a lot of money, and I need to be able to build my talent. Right? Is he sliding down? What are they doing?
What are they doing?
Oh my God, the rep bumped into him. Oh my God,
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Ha! That's the game.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
Oh my God.
that's worse than us today. That's worse than us losing.
22-yard line. Oh my God. They would have had one.
Give it to him. They're going to give him the 1 second. Watch.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, I feel like they've been giving
It's Dallas. Of course
They gave him the whole.
I feel like they've been
I was going to say, the game's been over 3 times already.
We started the show. I said 1 first down. They got a first down. Then
They called it. They called game. They called game.
Yeah.
As they should have.
Niners win. Cowboys out, which is essentially worse than us because they're in win now mode. Win now mode.
We said this last week too. We said you don't want to see the Niners. You don't want to see the Niners. The Niners are built for playoff success. Tough on the lines. Tough on the lines, man. And I fucking love Deebo Samuel.
Yeah,
I love Deebo Samuel.
You know how much hate mail this referee's getting. It's going to be relentless, dude.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead.
He dead. This guy
He's dead. That's like the you ever see the 30 for 30, the tale of 2 Escobars? He's like the Escobar that kicked the goal in his own net. He's dead.
Done.
That dude's dead.
So that's the question. Would you guys bring him back next year? Do you believe he's back next year?
I think, like I said,
he's back if you don't get Wilson, in my opinion.
So I know what both you guys are saying. So it just depends if it's a king's ransom or if you can, whatever you can. If you can find something that you can pull the trigger on that that's gonna work for all parties, then I guess you have to. But after going 9-7, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have people up in arms, especially if it's not the right guy. The right veteran. They're just. Here we go again. It'll be, quarterback factory. It's going to turn into, disgruntled town USA again,
I don't want to ever hear the word quarterback factory again.
I think ultimately he's back, but I think they address it. I think they definitely go out. They might draft a kid now, and we know this draft isn't great per se. At least with the top level talent, there's guys that have some skill sets. But I think they definitely address it. And yes, I do agree. If the right deal for a big name comes across, I think they're definitely listening. But he might be back, but they're definitely going to address it in the draft now. You can almost book it.
No, wait. You think they're
not in the draft? No,
maybe not first round. Maybe not first round, but they're going to address it in the draft. I guarantee.
I mean, as long as it's not in the first. Yeah. If you're saying like a 5th round pick,
I'm thinking like second, third round pick.
Well, this is why I disagree with you.
I don't.
I disagree with you because like the following.
We have 2 young guys right now.
The following year is like right there, maybe the guy you'd be interested in, or Stroud, right? There's some really good projected guys.
That's mustache better than any of those guys anyway. This draft,
I agree, but we just know they're not going to sit on their hands.
I know.
But you know what I mean? Like
for me, so if you're going to do that, you might as well play mustache then.
We're not going to sit on our hands. So I think they're going to dress it. Like I said, I don't think it's a first rounder. I think they do draft somebody this year. Maybe not as high as the second round, but I think they do draft a guy.
I hope you're wrong. But you could be right. Quarterback factory. Fucking nonsense.
QB factory.
Just go get Russell Wilson. Let's go watch some real football.
I don't see one in the draft this year. I mean, you want to talk to me, the following year where like the Young and Stroud, where they sell a pick this year for a first next year from somebody, and now they're rolling around with 2 firsts next year where they can get up to a spot maybe to get one of those guys. I can see that if Jalen doesn't work in 2022, if they bring him back, right? And then the other side of it is it comes down to, does the right guy and the right deal maybe come across their desk? I think we're right now, and like I said, in that unknown. And here's we appreciate the super chat. Nate that Jalen deserves 2022. He is why we made the playoffs. Okay, I mean he's part of the reason because he's the quarterback
there
on why we made the playoffs. I'll give him part of the reason.
I think we made the playoffs because we ran the ball.
I think we all agree there, and anybody with a clue agrees there. I'm not saying Nate doesn't have a clue. I'm just saying, like, yes, he's a quarterback. He gets credit for us getting there for sure, right?
Quarterback always gets too much credit and too much blame, always.
Yeah, but I don't think this game's a too much blame game. This game was
he was bad. He was bad. I mean, let's just call it what it was. First playoff game, he was bad. He was bad. Now, if he's our starter next year, I'm not going to be like that upset, but I'm not going to be happy either. I want Russell Wilson.
I think there'd be a little bit of excitement because you're going to hope that some of these things got better, right? Like the only excitement you can have for it is to pray, right? And then to say, okay, maybe some of these things can get him. Maybe he starts throwing some guys open, right? Maybe he does get better. That's the only hope you can hold on to. I'm not telling you that's going to happen. I'm telling you that's the only thing we can wrap our hands around. Because what else are you going to do if he's back? Like you're going to just pray and say, hey, maybe he got better.
Bring Garoppolo in.
But he single-handedly
he wins games.
I love me some Jimmy G. I'm not gonna lie.
Gave us no chance today. Him and single-handedly offensively gave us no chance today.
No,
when that happens, that's a problem.
It's like we said. It's one thing to miss throws. It's another thing to not even see guys wide open. You know what I mean? And I know in our group chat. I mean,
another thing to do both.
And then you do both, right? And, I mean, you're going to miss throws, right? Every quarterback misses throws. No one's going to be perfect, right? And no one expects Jalen to be perfect. But to not even see some of his guys, some of his should be more targeted guys coming out of breaks or knowing when they're coming out of breaks and put balls on guys, right? I mean, there was so many times where it just felt like DeVonta was coming out and you knew where he was going to go. And he was wide open when as soon as he made the break and is not even near, right? He's going somewhere else with the ball. And then we're just like, I sit there and just go, what is going on?
Well, there were some throws he was forcing the Goedert where he wasn't even open and other guys were, right?
Yeah.
But he gets locked on and he doesn't want to see the field. And you can say that okay, maybe that's a young thing and you can grow out of that, right? Like I'm saying, glass half full, right? If you bring him back, they're the things you say, okay, he's got to see the field better and he's got to learn how to throw guys open. We don't expect the arm to get better. Right, but we would hope that being on time would get better, right? But I don't see any of that happen.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
Anticipate a throw one time. He has no anticipation.
No, well, you're right. And if you put a gun to my head right now, I'm going to tell you that probably doesn't get better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm going to tell you that.
Show me in history where it's gotten better because I haven't seen much of it. Usually, guys can do that or they can't.
And that's where guys in the past who haven't had the biggest of arms, right? Who weren't the John Elways and the Marinos, right? Who had the laser beams of arms. That's where they were able to excel is to anticipate, right? Throw it to where they're going to be.
Drew Brees, dude. Drew Brees did his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be accurate. I mean, if you got a fucking noodle, if you got a pool noodle, right? You got to be on time. You got to be you got to get rid of it, and you got to be accurate. And like you said, you got to throw guys open. You got to throw the spots. And I mean, you got to be in sync with your wide receivers and all that. You know what I mean?
I think
when you got a howitzer and you got a bazooka, you can overcome mistakes. You can be late. You know what I mean? It just that right before the half. I mean, DeVonta Smith's wide open. So like you're
wide open.
You're talking about getting 3. You got to be smart enough just to know that you got to get 3 there. 17-3. That's I don't know if they're going to win a game, but that's huge right there, right? But at best, that's a TD. He's open. They throw it. The guy fell down.
Yeah, he rolled out of the pocket.
You allowed the other guy to come out of the ship, the ship where they blow the cannon out. He was hanging out there having a beer. That guy came from the cannon in the ship, and I don't know where he came from.
That dude walked the plank and then picked the ball off. It was crazy.
I think he came off the other field.
Like the Bucs got 12 guys. Where'd this guy come from?
But the fact of the matter is, he left the pocket too soon on that. Which if he would have stayed in, as a TD. Because DeVonta broke his ankle.
I mean, it's an easy touchdown. Easy touchdown.
And please don't tell me Kevo walking boot. Please. I don't care. He's gonna walk. Then don't play. Then don't play. Then don't fucking play. I don't want to hear walking boots. Then don't play. Don't play.
It's the 19th week.
No.
It's the 19th week of the NFL season. Everyone is banged up.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with the previous injury. It happened on a 2-point conversion. I'm not the only guy with eyeballs. Everybody saw it. He was going to run the ball. He stepped in a hole. Something popped, and he threw a shit pass that DeVonta Smith made a tremendous catch on the 2-point conversion. That's when it happened.
DeVonta deserves a better QB.
I'm not saying that he didn't come in sore from what happened.
Free DeVonta.
We're going to get free DeVonta shirts.
I'm sure he was sore from a couple weeks ago, but he stepped in a hole. Go rewind the tape. Something, he had a misstep and something popped.
Nate, you can get 5 minutes to comment in. You know what I mean? We're rocking and rolling. Maybe you come on Fan Friday and evaluate Hurts. There's nothing to evaluate. I just gave you an evaluation. You know what I mean? I love you, Nate, but I just gave you an evaluation. The evaluation is he's not reading defenses. He's not going through his progressions. He's not throwing guys open. Right? We just said it. That's the evaluation of it. So what other evaluation is there of Jalen Hurts? Please, enlighten me in comment. Right? You don't got to pay for it. Enlighten me in the comment on what evaluation that you saw differently from that. And please stay away from the goddamn walking boot. All right. And talk to me about being with real eyes and without an agenda. All right. Without green-filled eyes. All right. Talk to me that way.
Be real. Just be real. Watch the NFL. You have to throw to win in this league. That's just fact. You have to throw. They made it so you even have to throw more. They keep changing the rules to make it that you have to throw even more. Yeah, and he can't throw.
Everybody wants to kiss players' asses. I'm tired of kissing players' asses.
Kevin, it's going to have to do with all those memes where he's the fastest quarterback to do this or do that. That's what the evaluation is going to do. That's all the cute stuff. You know what I mean? That's not eyeball stuff, right? That's all window dressing. That's dressing. Right? That's loading up your fucking shit sandwich with fucking ranch dressing. That's all it is. Still a shit sandwich. Come on.
Listen, I want to love the kid. I want him to be the guy, but it doesn't look like he is. All right, and it's okay. Take off the green shirt for a minute. Right? I'm the biggest fan there is, and it would be easier for him to be the guy. But stop making lame excuses for him. Stop blaming it on other things. The defense did nobody any favors early on in this football game, so I'm not forgetting about them. I'll get to them. Right? But the defense did us no favors, but either did he. And I talked about it all week. He was the most important player in this football game. Single-handedly, not just because he's a quarterback, because of we're undermanned per se going into an environment like this. He's got to play really well. So I didn't expect him.
Should have been 17-14 and a half if he hits two wide open guys.
Outplay Brady, but just play good enough to keep us in a football game where we feel like you could be our guy next year. But we leave this football game not knowing if Jalen Hurts is the future here or not. And again, gun to the head, I would say he's not. He's not. How does this get better?
I mean, I feel like I know.
DeVonta Smith had over 1,000 yards, broke Deshaun Jackson's rookie record, blah, 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 with no quarterback.
Yep.
With no quarterback.
I think he had 9-12.
Whatever, 9-12, broke a record. I don't care. Right? But the fact of the matter, broke Deshaun's rookie record with no quarterback.
Yeah. Imagine what he would have done with a guy.
Getting Deshaun weapons. How many quarterbacks would like to have Dallas Goedert?
It's downfield throws, what it is. He has no downfield. We don't hit any downfield throws. Everything is we're throwing. We throw everything at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Well, it's either behind the line of scrimmage.
Man covered single high safety half the time. A lot of times just manned up and fucking laughing at us.
40 boy, congratulations.
Keep running. Laughing
40
at
boy.
us.
Congratulations, 40 boy.
That's awesome, brother.
Good stuff.
Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The world, Gray.
They were daring him to beat him with his arm.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, and even the ones that he read right, he's overthrowing. I mean, I never seen a more inaccurate deep ball guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't care.
And we look through Donovan.
It doesn't matter if you're
so inaccurate.
It doesn't matter, like, from high school football or not, like, you're going to get better, the speed of the game, there's stuff like that. Like, hey, the speed of the game, you make adjustments at the line, audibles, all that stuff as you become a veteran and you start getting more and more experience. All right. But when you can't hit wide open guys, Like, that doesn't improve. I'm sorry. Like, that doesn't improve with experience. Like, that's because that's what that corner is going to say. That those pro Hurts guys are going to say, well, that it's only 20 starts or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? Whatever the number is, it'll get better. All right. Let's not when you're talking about wide open guys. The other stuff, yeah, like, well, arm strength's never going to improve. So I don't know where people think that's.
How many starts has Barrow made? Because he's pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm not saying to you. I'm saying to people out there. I love the only 20 starts thing. 20 starts is fucking a lot of starts.
Yeah.
I feel like there's guys that never even got 20 starts in their career. Absolutely. 20 starts a lot. At this point, I can confidently say that I like Jalen Hurts as a player. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think that he's never going to be a guy that's going to lead you to a Super Bowl by throwing the football. He's just not. And that's where I'm trying to be. I don't know where you guys are trying to be. I'm not trying to be 10-7, losing the fucking first round every year. That's not where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be fucking hoisting the trophy. And if Russell Wilson's available, my uncle, my cousin, I'll pick him up, and I'm trying to get him. Bring him the fuck in. Plus, I want a Wilson Eagles jersey. Bring him in.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not there yet. I'm gonna let that process not play out like a GM speak, but just let me see what's out there, right? Because there might be something better than Russell Wilson. Maybe I don't know.
Russell Wilson.
All right, Wells, how old is he? How old is he going to be? Like, we're doing this.
He's 33, maybe.
All right, we're doing this now.
Good guess by me there. I mean, Tom's 44. He looks all right.
We're going a 34-year-old quarterback, though. Like, really? You're giving up 2 first-round picks for a 33.
He's 33.
You're going to be 34.
Pay him a buttload of money.
Yeah, and a buttload of money.
Quarterbacks make a lot of money, Greg.
Okay, Wills, and then you're giving 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, it's a lot to give up, and we're not just a QB away. If we were just a QB away, I might be all in on you.
But Greg, guess what though? We are just a QB away from being really good though. We just made the playoffs with a guy who can't throw the ball. We are a quarterback away from being really good. Our lines are both good. That's how you win in this league. Now, granted, I think our D-line needs help. I would definitely I want an edge rusher. You know this. I've said this before. I want an edge rusher. I want the best edge rusher they can get. But I love Russell Wilson. I think you can get him for cheaper than you think, too. Bring him in. We're immediately a better team because he immediately makes the receivers better because he's going to throw the ball down the fucking field better.
Maybe.
Do you disagree? I mean, I
think he's got less weapons here than he did in Seattle, and he wasn't very good in Seattle this year.
Well, he was hurt early on. The end of the year, he was playing great. I'm going for a veteran that I know can do it. That's all I'm saying to me.
No, I hear you.
I want a guy I know can do it.
Listen, I wouldn't hate.
You want to talk about age, and you want to talk about compensation. I'm with you. Make that argument, but not just you. Anybody. Don't tell me he wasn't good in Seattle today. The dude's been an absolute pimp his whole career.
No, I'm saying this year.
I mean, I'm just saying.
This year.
That's what I said. But people tell me that too. Even people that hate him. You know what I mean? Like, guy had a busted thumb. Guy's been an absolute pimp his whole life. So if you're going to tell me age, if you're going to tell me that, it's too much, he costs too much, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But I surely don't want to hear whatever weapon, he's had Lockett his whole life, except for, the last year, last 2 years with the freak, you know what I mean? Guy did it with nothing for all those years, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you a first.
I love Russell.
I'll give you a first and Hurts, but I'm not giving, I mean, that's sort of where I'm at. First and Hurts and maybe a third. Like, I'm not
first and a fourth.
I'm not overpaying for him is where I stand with it. Like I know the age, guys are playing older. We just got beat by a guy who's 90. So, I mean, listen, anything's possible. He's more of a guy who scrambles around that worries you at that age a little bit, maybe. But again, he makes you better. Obviously, that's common.
To Malachi's thing here.
And now,
listen, I love Deshaun, but Deshaun comes with a lot more baggage. To me, that's more risky than Russell, obviously.
Well, it depends. It depends if he's behaving.
I mean, but is he? I don't know.
That's a tough one.
I don't know.
That's a tough one to say, Bobby. Listen, I get that, Bob. Look at their defense, Bobby. Look at their young pieces on defense. And Devin White, right? They had Levante David. They had pieces there. All right, Vita Vea. They had guys there before Brady got there. So it's not. And then they got guys. Obviously, Gronk comes, right? Fournette comes. They draft Wirfs. So they went out and got guys, Bobby, and upgraded real quick.
We have guys too, though, Tommy. No, I don't.
No, I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying we don't. I'm saying that let's not forget that was a good defense.
Oh no, I agree that they were a team that was a quarterback away.
Yeah,
but like we kind of look like them a little
because
bit.
They made 2 good picks in that draft, and then they went out and got AB
Winfield Jr. They got Winfield Jr.
And I don't think that's shot the Eagles. I don't think that's shot the Eagles, but I think the Bucs were in way better shape. And you're coming off crab legs. You got a chance to upgrade from crab legs? Holy shit! Yeah, absolutely. So it's not that the Eagles might not have the.
I might take him over Jalen.
Listen, you're always a quarterback away. Let me make this clear. You're always a quarterback away because a great quarterback makes you better.
Sure.
That's common sense. So you're always a quarterback away from competing. But are we competing for a title game? But are we a quarterback away from winning in the whole thing? I don't know.
I don't know about that. I agree. But I think we're a quarterback away from being right there and having a shot.
The league changes every year. So maybe you're a quarterback away.
Now what's this roster going to look like next year?
Every year.
With the money. With the money you have a lot of money.
That's the whole thing is we have a lot of cap, right? We have a ton
That's
of cap.
what I mean. But now how much is allocated to the quarterback, right? And then how much can you go out and spend? Like, can you go get another wide receiver if you brought a Wilson or Watson?
I think so.
Right? Yeah, probably. But my point is, what's the roster going to look like next year? I would assume similar in certain aspects, right? And your young players played well. Your first 3 picks of this past year's draft played well. That's encouraging moving forward. Right? Like Milton played well, DeVonta played well, and Landon played well. That's 3 picks that usually you don't play well. So that's encouraging moving forward. So now can you do it again while go getting a veteran quarterback? Hey, maybe you can. Maybe you can hit 3 picks again this year, right? And then have money and go out and get a guy or 2, right? That really help the football team. And then maybe you can be a team that cuts down the nets. So it can happen quick.
It might not help you early on, but maybe you can get Watson cheaper because the suspension's coming. You know what I mean? Maybe if he's getting a 6 or 7 game bagger, you know what I mean? Like the Texans are like, yeah, you know what?
Start Gardner for 6 games.
We're just gonna we'll move. The Texans decide to move on. So maybe you can get him, a little cheaper.
I just don't know what's going on with him. Do we have any word on what's going on with him?
For 6 games.
Who, Gardner?
Oh, you start Gardner for 6 games.
No, with Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Deshaun. No, I mean, I obviously the Texans are done with him, right? You know what I mean? Like,
are they? I don't know.
Well, they showed that this year, but maybe a new coach comes in and revives that. I mean, I think they did David Culley a raw deal.
So they just didn't play him, right? He never actually got suspended. They just didn't play him.
They made the organizational decision to
they're just not playing
to move on. Yeah, to not play him.
Nate, I did a video talking about this defense, okay? I did a video talking about.
We all know we're missing pieces on defense.
Talking about Jonathan Gannon. I think it's more scheme today than it was your personnel, all right? Because at the end of the day, if you're going to sit there and bring 4 guys and allow Tom Brady to get comfortable, you're in for trouble. Now, you're not only bringing 4 guys, you're playing either zone and you're playing 5 to 8 yards off guys, or you're playing man before you started bumping, and you're playing 10 yards off guys. So now you know what he does. So you don't want to get beat over the top. What? Against a QB who loves to sauce you up underneath? I mean, buy a fucking clue. So today's more than talent. Don't give me talent. Don't give me talent when I got a cornerback that should be able to follow Mike Evans all around the field then. So now I got to worry about Gronk. That's what I got to worry about. So if you're worried about fucking Scotty, whoever the fuck his name is, and some other right, and you're worried about some other guy that beats you, bump and run, then you got bigger problems, right? So you got to take the fight to Tom Brady in a game like that. You got to make him as uncomfortable as possible early on in a football game, because if you don't, these are the results, right? These are the results, and that goes for every quarterback. But we did it to guys who weren't any good. We made Tyra Heineke, right, early on in football games look comfortable. We made Wilson in New York look comfortable early on in football games. There's a lot of quarterbacks that weren't really that good this year that we made look really good.
The whole league.
So
the whole league looked good against us.
It didn't change today. So don't tell me that like he looked creative today or other things, because at no point today did Uncle Missionary Jonathan Gannon look creative. So don't tell me that I didn't play in the defense. Don't tell me that this isn't a full team effort today. But don't also tell me and deflect fucking blame from other blames, right? You can't deflect other blames from other blames. See, I'm out of the.
I mean, bottom line, Nate, we had 4 straight 3-and-outs. I mean, our defense had 4 straight 3-and-outs. We scored no points.
Yeah,
no points.
Nobody's letting the defense off the hook, right? But you got to score some points. Did you think you were going to shut out Brady? Right? So not saying you have to go score for score with him, but like those throws that are missed early, right, keep you in a game, right? And then you can maybe you don't have to get away from your run game. I don't know why they threw it 43 times. Probably because they were down 31-0.
down 14-0 in the blink of a fucking eye.
17-0, 31-0. All right, so you had to you had to get off your fucking game plan. You know what I mean? So nobody's giving the defense a pass. All right, but at some point you got to have a pulse offensively as well. All right,
when you're down 17-0 at half, your defense almost essentially kept you in it after a 14-0 start. Right?
Yeah.
As bad as they played, so you did nothing to help them now. So it's a help each other thing here. All right, that's 101 football. So if anybody out there, then you're deflecting. This is what I'm talking about, deflect gate. Right, then guys go out there and they start deflecting that. Well, you're not blaming the defense. Oh, yeah, I did a video blaming the defense. Everybody in the chat is blaming the defense, but they also have eyeballs and say this quarterback today was atrocious. And I didn't want to come on the airways and have to be real with the people again because we are evaluating week by week. I don't want to hear it the first playoff game either, really, in reality, because it's another football game. That's what it is. It's another football game. So just because your first one ever doesn't mean you can't be successful in it and still lose. I wanted him to be successful in this football game for us moving forward and knowing, hey, we probably will still lose, right? We got neither. And we got the worst case scenario, which is freaking blowout city. And when my dog threw up on our carpet 10 minutes before the game today, I knew what was coming. I knew what was coming. I knew exactly what was coming. I could smell it. I smelled a throw up, and I smelled the blowout.
I was about to say, you definitely smelled it all right.
No, I smelled it. Breaking on a thick carpet.
I smelled it when I turned the fucking game on. It was sunny. I was like, "Are you kidding me? But where's the sideways rain and the wind? It's sunny. We're fucked."
At some point, it's always somebody's first playoff game. So I mean, like that excuse cracks me up.
It was Barrow's first playoff game yesterday. He played pretty good.
As long as sports has been around, it's always somebody's first game. It's always somebody's first playoff game at some point in their fucking careers. All right, so it's just listen. It is what it is. They didn't get it done. They weren't good enough, and obviously at the quarterback position, it was fucking.
It was
bad.
bad.
Guy, preach, brother. That's it, guy. He couldn't even do it with his legs today, right? Did you notice that? Like, his legs weren't even he couldn't even run effective enough.
Well, no, because they were spying.
Where he did the read with Miles, like they had that. Even if he would have given it to Miles wasn't getting the first down either. Like they were literally forced him to pass the ball and throw the ball. I mean, and when you go up against a good defense like that, you have to be able to play. You have to be able to throw because then you can open up and use your legs. They obviously weren't going to let your legs set the tempo today.
Listen, he just didn't look like he's an NFL quarterback today.
Yeah, that's all it is. They came out and they said, "Listen, we know that if we stop the run, you can't beat us." And they challenged him, and they were right.
You do it. Listen, 131 people watching on YouTube. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, join the conversation. Hop on in, peeps. Let us know how you feel after today.
And again, I'm on board with getting Russell Wilson, but I'm also on board with getting a veteran. I'm also on board with getting a veteran receiver because I've had enough. I hate Jalen Reagor's face. I fucking hate him. I hope him and JJ fucking murder suicide each other. I fucking hate both of them. Get them both off the fucking team. And then first off, what was that effort that he gave on that fucking muffed punt? Get under the ball. He like Ricky Waters fucking alligator armed it. What are you doing? And then the next punt, first off, why is he back out there? And then he's running away from the ball. Catch the fucking ball. Jesus Christ. Dude can't even do punt returns proper. Dude's a piece of shit.
That was his big thing.
Yeah, the one time he got lucky. Wilson. I mean, obviously their first scoring drive when it was 31-0, like he got lucky. He fielded the ball on their own too. And then was right and get 30 yards. You know what I mean? Like that's rule number one.
Yeah, the thing he was supposedly could do well, he stinks at.
He dropped another one at the 6, I think, too.
Yeah, he's worse than
back up.
I don't even know if he can run routes because the only thing I've ever seen him do is bubble screens.
Yeah,
it's only
I know, and he still didn't look that fast on that 30-yarder either.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone tells me he's fast. He doesn't look fast to me. I see fast guys run. Tyreek Hill is fast. Jalen Reagor, not fast. Not fast to me. He's not fast. I think I can catch him, and I'm not fast.
If he's on this football team next year, we should riot because, just admit your mistake and move on, right?
I just hate him. I hate his face. I'll never like the guy.
Well, every time he does something wrong, every time he does something wrong, he puts his hands up and he has like that bitter beer face. He's like bitter beer face. Like, shut up, Jalen.
And then you see him like laughing on the bench. I just want to punch him right in the fucking face. I hate him.
Listen, yeah, and like you said, off the field, it's even worse. Like forget about A2D radio, like blocking us. You know what I mean? Like he can get in, he can get on there and wolf about. He can talk shit himself, and then somebody comes back at him. That's when you get blocked. You know what I mean? So it's like, that just tells you what kind of player, what kind of dude he is. You know what I mean? Like.
And his dad's telling us how good he is. We got eyes there, Monty. We can see he's not good. Thanks. We can see it.
Listen, again, you want to see progression.
Dude can't catch COVID. Jesus Christ.
And you just want a progression from him, like show you belong, and he doesn't, right? So stinks, and we were all right on draft night. Stinks, okay?
Stinks.
And here we are. Well, but guess what? We have one that doesn't stink. So moving forward, as bad as this ending of a season was,
I like Quez too. I like Quez.
Yeah,
I think Quez gets open. I mean, Quez didn't make that many big plays, but Quez's been open a lot.
Yeah, as your third wide receiver, sure. I think if you're going to get to the place you want to get to,
you got to get a veteran.
You need another wide out, and you need a better quarterback. Right? Now,
Absolutely.
Can you win 10, 11 games next year with Jalen as your quarterback? Maybe with those upgrades, like maybe.
But it's going to be the same thing in the playoffs again, though.
You would think, unless he comes out and changes the way he plays the game to a point, right? And shows that he got better at something. I don't believe that's going to happen. And there's other names like, Derek Carr's another name. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I clicked off that. Thank you, Lone Revolver. He said that escalated quickly. I think the Jalen Gregor hate.
Yeah.
He's been here for a while.
Hate him.
But Derek Carr's another good name.
I do love me some Derek Carr.
If he doesn't want to stay in Las Vegas, I mean, it's a good name to throw out there. But again, does he get you over the hump? I mean, your offense is definitely better for sure immediately because he actually gets rid of the ball and throws guys open and all those things. So immediately you get better. And if a better wide receiver came with that deal to go with DeVonta Smith and Dallas Goedert, you now have an explosive offense. Right? That's constructed. You now have
threw a couple dimes yesterday.
Yeah, you have an offense to say you would believe that you could win the NFC East, right? And I don't think that's saying a lot, right? But you would say that you could win the NFC East, and that's a good start to getting to the point you want to get to, right? You can make an argument that you could compete for a 1 seed, maybe, right? Because everything you went through there this year, you would think that okay, in a better situation, right? And then Nick Sirianni, I think, actually calls a good game plan. From scheming wide receivers open, we just don't have a quarterback who can get guys the football. You know what I mean? Like when I look at it from the back angle, it looks like guys are running wide open. So I mean, he must be scheming some stuff up, right? So with a veteran quarterback, I think they take a real jump offensively, and you can run the football already. Like you already have that in your back pocket that hey, we can pound you, right? And you would assume that's not going to change much next year. With a lot of guys, you expect to come back. And Kelsey's the only unknown, and I would assume he's back, and he's owed a lot of freaking money, okay?
And he's all pro. He may have had the best year of his career. He's got to be back.
Listen, he's back. He's owed a lot of money. Nobody's passing up that kind of money at this point in their career, okay? That's life-changing money when it's like $20+ million for 1 year, all right? Life-changing money. And he's made a lot, but that's even, hey, the rest of my life, I don't got to do nothing. I'm great. Going vacation.
Yeah, everyone who takes that deal. 20 mil? Yeah, I'll be back.
No, this is a tough one. Slim Reaper, because Russ or Carr. It depends on which costs what.
To me, it's Russ.
Well, of course. To me, Russell Wilson's a better guy there. But can I get Carr for like?
They're probably all about the same age too, right?
No,
right around the same age.
I think Carr's a couple years younger. I don't think Carr's 30 yet.
31.
I think
Carr's got to be 30. He's got to be 30.
31 or yeah.
It's been like a while.
Sorry, I looked at the wrong one.
And he played at Fresno State a while.
He is 30.
Or 30, okay.
So starting next, because he's a March guy. So starting next year, he'd be 31.
He'll be 31. Mm-hmm. And Russell's 32?
Yep.
All right.
Russ is 33 right now.
Russ is 33.
He is 33? Okay.
He's 33. He's a November guy, so he just turned 33.
Just turned 33. I'd still go Russell. But I don't dislike Derek Carr, and he might be a little cheaper.
Yeah, I think where your thought is, Tommy, is the deal, right? What deal can I get? I think they're both. Russell's the better quarterback, but I think in terms of impact on this team, I think they can have similar impacts because you're getting a veteran quarterback who's been there before. Russ obviously has been the whole way before. Derek's still looking for his first win in the playoffs. But he's shown that he actually can play the position. So I would tend to agree he might be. He's definitely gonna be cheaper contract wise. He's probably cheaper,
Greg,
acquisition wise too.
Yeah, Greg, I think I might be able to get Hurts. A first maybe next year, maybe a third in there. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's maybe a little bit cheaper way of doing it, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe, but that might cost more than that. I might be selling it short. Because maybe teams don't want Hurts.
Right. Yeah. No, that's absolutely completely true. So you might have to do pure picks, right? Or maybe, who knows? Maybe somehow we could figure out a way to sneak in like Brandon Brooks' contract or something like that in there.
Great hit right there by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Save the first down.
Yeah, he's actually played a good first few drives here.
Yeah, Steelers can play a little bit of D.
Yeah, Steelers can play a little D. I would assume they're going to stay in the game early. To me, this is probably KC probably pulls away at the end in this game just because I don't think Steelers are going to do a whole lot offensively.
Joe, I'm going to stay away from that one, brother. Stay away from that one.
I was waiting for someone to bring it up.
Yeah, he's already getting run out of Indy.
He's definitely going to be cheap, that's for sure.
I was about to say, you beat me to it, Greg. That's definitely on the cheaper end. I would agree with Tim. Tim, I'm in full agreement. I think that I like a lot of things that Jalen can do. I think he's a good leader. He obviously runs the ball very well. He runs the RPO well. He throws well running to his right. But after that, though, in the pocket, he just doesn't. His anticipation. He doesn't have a big arm, which we always go over. But again, there's been plenty of guys that don't have big arms that have been good, have had good careers in the NFL. But you have to have good anticipation. You have to be able to throw on time. He holds the ball too long. He doesn't throw on time. His anticipation sucks. And I don't think it's going to get better.
And it was so evident today, right? I mean, it was so evident.
Brutal.
He had very clean pockets.
Aikman was killing him today. He wasn't trying to.
He had very clean pockets that he was rolling out of early, and it was very evident today that, not to say he didn't improve over the year, because he did show flashes of improvement over the year, but I think it was just that. I think it was flashes, right? And I think that's where we kind of look at who we played, and not to say we're taking anything less from that, but who we played, especially on the defensive side, wasn't really pushing us in terms of trying to be better at throwing the football.
Yeah.
It's like we always say, it's a different monster. The playoffs are a different monster. It ain't regular season football no more. Different monster in the playoffs. A lot of guys look good in the regular season.
Hey, like I was telling you guys earlier, he's an inaccurate Chad Pennington with legs. And I love Chad. You know what I mean? But that's how accurate Chad was. Chad had a little bit, but he was on time and he was
great comment by Retro Bro. shout out to Dakota for that move. Shout out that.
Sure.
Definitely made my day.
As I was watching that, I was like, what's he doing? And then the ref run into him, makes it even better.
Ref might have got a personal foul, roughing the passer.
If we had won today, I'd be enjoying the Cowboys' loss a lot more.
We were on the air, so I was just trying to lock in. So I still have no idea what happened. I mean, they got one first down. They only had 3 timeouts. So I know there was inches. I thought that was on the second. Was that the first of the first drive? I thought that was the second first.
No, second first down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they got the first down the first play.
Oh, okay.
They had 3 timeouts. So Debo looked like he had it, and then they came back and reviewed it and said that listen, they literally tried to give Dallas the game. They said that Debo had it. It looked like he had it. Then they said, "Oh no, it's back," and they fucking it's like this. So it was like this much. Then they went for a QB sneak, right? And then they called a false start.
Yeah.
He didn't move.
Yeah.
And then they punted. It was a mess.
Yeah, they were trying to give it.
But at least we got to see them. We got to see Dak slide down in the middle of the field with no time left. That was fun.
Smart football guy.
Yep.
Smart football guy.
That's using your brains.
But listen, bad, ugly game today on so many levels. No,
Benny with a good comment there. It's joking. It's because the Cowboys fans were littering the field.
Yeah, sounds about
Everyone
right.
likes to makes fun of us, our fans.
All those pictures were great. I mean, just a bunch of sad sacks crying. I never seen grown.
I love it.
Grown people just crying in public. It's fantastic. And you say to yourself, "Sweeps, we invest a lot as fans. Like, get the fuck up. Get up and go to work on Tuesday. All right, because you're off tomorrow. Get up and go to work on Tuesday and grow the fuck up."
Unfortunately, I work tomorrow.
Doesn't mean it doesn't have to sting, but I mean, crying on camera. I mean, fucking joke. What a fucking joke.
So
2022 now, Sweeps. You can show your emotion. It's okay.
Good. I'm like I told you, I've been saying for a week I'm due to get canceled. So I enjoy you guys, but every week I try to get canceled.
I wish I never throw stuff on the field. That's just stupid to throw stuff on the field. Always has been.
I mean, absolutely. If you get caught, usually it's a hefty fine, maybe a night in jail, and you probably can't ever go back to the stadium.
No, Slim Reaper, I would say not on Jimmy G though. Thanks. Hey Doc.
Doc, how are you, sir?
Baron Jalen. Jimmy G is.
Is he?
I think he is, but he's not much better.
Doc, how you feel about today?
34-15, Jimmy G.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a tough one today, guys. That was a tough one. It's I didn't really expect him to fully win there, I guess, but I mean, at least show up more. Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yep, definitely not a good one. Do you think we were talking? Do you think Jalen Hurts is back next year?
Yeah, I actually do think he's back, but it's like I don't know if that doesn't. I don't know if they still don't go after somebody else as well. I mean, it's just like I don't know if they're like their egos will let them they'll check their egos at the door. Meaning, what do you call it? The ownership and the general manager. If they pick their guy, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I think he's gonna be back. I mean, he wasn't awful, but is he really the guy? I don't know. But I'm not sure. How much patience they're gonna have with him, but I think he's gonna be back.
Yeah, I think because of the money side of it, he probably will be. But there's somebody said like Kenny Pickett. Right. And if a guy like that drops and they have 3 picks, that could be a situation where they might feel like that's their guy. I mean, I know Howie's done a lot of, investigating on Kenny Pickett as he should with all these guys. But, he's also what's Kenny, 24? 23?
Yeah, Kenny's not young.
He's a 5th-year senior.
I like Kenny a little bit, but I don't think Kenny's he's not the guy that I'm like, oh, we should go get Kenny Pickett. I think he's an okay guy. He doesn't move the needle for me that much. I'd rather get a veteran if we're gonna get a start. I'd rather have Jalen stay if we're gonna draft a quarterback. I'd say that.
Yeah, I guess it depends where though.
Yeah. All right.
Right, and who? Right, when and who? If you drafted Pickett at, I think you get 15, 16, and 9.
I mean, if you get me in the second round, I'm on board.
All right. Well, if you drafted him 15th overall, and then the next 2 picks you went defense, are you okay?
I just don't think that he's a first round quarterback. I know he's probably going to be picked first round because the best quarterback in the draft. I just don't personally think he is a first round quarterback.
He might not be, but that's not the question I asked you.
I wouldn't draft him at 15. That's a bad pick in my opinion.
All right. What about 19?
No.
Okay, just see if you used the other 2 before the other one, if you felt better about it. That's all. I'm feeling you out because I don't know. So I'm just feeling the room. I have no idea.
Maybe the third pick, but I don't even think we're going to make that pick.
I
don't think so either.
We're going to trade that one.
Well, would you take that one? No, I'm more on the lines I told you. I'm rather wait for the 2 other kids the following year to come out and maneuver a pick next year for a first the following year. and then you try to get on the Bryce Young, CJ Stroud train, right? You know what I mean? If you don't feel like Jalen's the guy, but you bring him back for another year and you give him a chance to maybe prove he's the guy, and then if he's not, hey, fine, we'll go get him, right? And we'll go get our guy. That's easier said than done, obviously, but also doable because you could come out next year at the NFL. You could come out next year and win 4 games. So as much as you win 9 this year, you could come back and win 4 next year. So it's a simple process. So you could have that guy. Malachi, I like Malik Willis a little bit too, but I don't like any of these guys as franchise guys. They're all Jalen Hurts. Besides Pickett, they're all similar quarterbacks.
Malik Willis, hard pass.
What do you guys think of the? No matter who you pick, like today, maybe it was just today's game, but like it seemed like the offensive line was like completely overmatched, man. He was always under pressure. I mean, granted, he's got to make quicker decisions, Jalen. I mean, there was definitely things he could have done, but it seemed like he was always, under pressure. Just didn't have enough time. I mean, sometimes he did, but do you think they're going to take using a pick on an O-line?
Well, listen, I think that's always in the conversation when you talk about the Eagles, right? But I would say this, Doc, that it looked like that because they had 8 guys in the box the whole time, and they were saying, hey, you're going to beat us throwing, and then when you do drop back to throw, when you're not running the football like you did 43 times, we're going to probably bring 6 guys every time in your face because we know you're not going to get rid of the football fast enough, and now we're going to be able to get you under pressure and make that bad decisions like you did today. So they were like, we're not going to let you beat us running, so we're going to bring 6 guys every time and force you to step up and throw like he did a couple of times today where he stepped up and did make some decent throws, but the majority of his throws, he refused to step up in the pocket. Or as you saw, like I think we all saw it, like he looked timid. He didn't look like he didn't look confident. Listen, you got to be confident in what you're seeing. It's simple, easier said than done too. But you got to be confident in what you're seeing out there. And at no point today did he look confident in what he was seeing at all. And you can sort of watch games live and just tell, hey, this guy's not seeing the room well.
He doesn't have a zip to his ball either, though. I mean, like he can throw it down the field, but he doesn't have a zip.
Tremendous job by Ty Bowles. We talked about it earlier. Like I love blitz, and I would blitz on first down. You know what I mean? So tremendous job by him to to make him make that decision. You know what I mean? But even all year he's been a run first guy. You know what I mean? So I don't care what anybody else tells you. So that's why sometimes it looks worse, Doc. He did get a lot of pressure. I'm not saying he did it, but when he's looking to get the heck out of the pocket, when he's looking to tuck it and go, it sometimes it makes it look like he's getting more pressure than he actually might be.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that because he breaks contain too often, Sweeps. I hear you. Because he actually could step up in the pocket and he'd be okay. The pocket forms around you. He just breaks contain too often.
Too much. He drops too far back, right? Because he's smaller. So he feels like he has to drop back to see the field better. Now, when you're doing that, you better then really be on time. 2, you better have a howitzer where you can pull that off like a Kyler Murray, where, okay, you're smaller and you're dropping back 5 yards more than the other guy, right? But you have enough arm strength to make up for that. He doesn't have that either. And then you add on the fact that he's not confident enough in stepping up after that, right? And we see it game in, game out. Like there's always times he does it, and we like get all excited, woo, right? But again, the majority he doesn't step up and deliver and believe in what he sees. It's always, hey, I've been able to get away with running my entire career, understood, right, and have success that I can do this at this level, and it's not Oklahoma, and with all due respect, not Alabama either. So I don't care what conference you play in, this isn't that. So yes, you can run around and make plays. But if you think when a team loads the box against you that you're going to be able to do those things, you better be Vic, right? I mean, you better have that kind of explosiveness to break out and then have a howitzer to make up for it too. He doesn't have the speed to do those types of things either, and he sure as heck doesn't have the arm to do it. We saw on DeVonta Smith, we were talking about before he came on, Doc. A lot of guys like Herbert probably delivers that thing zip in there, or he stays in the pocket. And Devontae's wide open because he broke guys' ankles. But again, he rolled out too fast, and then his arm can't make up for it.
Yeah. It looked like they had a lot of time there, and that ball just that guy went halfway across the end zone.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Somebody said he jumped in from the pirate ship. You know,
Yep.
he came from that
Yep. Walked the plank and got a pick.
Yeah, it's amazing because it literally it was like, is that ball going to get there? Like when you watch it live, you're like, oh man, that's up there for a while.
I mean, DeVonta was open for 5 seconds. It's like it's a lifetime.
But forget all that. Step up in the pocket, and that guy's open more than he's not. And this is what I don't understand. Early on in the year, he almost got criticized for targeting DeVonta Smith too much, right? Then you don't target him at all. Like you can't make it up. It's your best playmaker outside. He's more times than not, DeVonta Smith is open. That's it. His best trait coming out of college was, hey, I can run routes. I can run routes. And if you can run routes at this level, you're going to be open more times than not, no matter how big or small you are. And more times than not, he's open, and you don't have a quarterback to get him the football. And I think he could have not doubled his numbers because he's not going to have 1,800 receiving yards. But he definitely would have had 1,200 receiving yards and probably 6 touchdowns on times he was just open. Like, I'm not going to go crazy, but he could probably have a way better rookie year than he had. Probably 300 more yards, a few more touchdowns. But again, we don't get our best playmaker to football, especially when a guy's easily open. Like when we drafted him, we said, okay, he can wear a gold jacket because he's always open. That was my opinion. Like, always going to be open, get him the football. And
well, when you have the Hall of Famer in the booth talking about how it should be easy throws to him all game and you're not making any of them, that's glaring. It's glaring.
Big time. Well, Donovan, I would say the bar next year is a little bit bigger than winning a playoff game. I think you got to strive for a little bit more than just winning a playoff game. With the draft capital you have, with the money you have, I think we need to then raise that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we should be right in the mix to win it all next year. You would hope with all the stuff that we have on the table for us. We're a team that went to the playoffs with 3 first-round picks and a ton of cap room. A lot of stuff out there for us.
Yeah, it's not always
all depends on the QB.
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. That's why I'm okay if Jalen's our starter next year. But if you can go get a veteran, I'm for going and getting a veteran.
Bill, do we win today if Rodgers or Wilson was a quarterback? I can't say that because of our defense. But
yes.
Are we? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's tough to tell me because I don't know how the first drive goes for us. Maybe we answer 7-7. That's a hard one. I would say, well, listen, we're in it and we have a chance to win it.
Yeah, we're more in it for sure.
Yeah, I can't tell you we're winning it.
I mean, yeah, I will tell you this: if they were a starter for the year, we wouldn't have been playing at Tampa today because we probably would have won the East.
Tampa just made it look too easy today, man. I mean, it was like, it was almost effortless.
Well, Doc, there's a question. How long is this guy going to play for with his body and everything that he does? And I don't know if you got a chance to watch Man in the Arena yet, but if you haven't, I thought the really good part of it was when we talk about him and his almost like spiritual advisor. Essentially, I forget his full name. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Greg probably knows it because he's like, he's got a Brady billboard in his house.
I don't know.
All right, well, he's got
a Brady cut out in his room. He sleeps with a Brady fathead.
Wasn't allowed at the Patriots facility at the very end of it. It's been a guy who's been with him forever, and Gronk ended up going to him. But the fact of the matter is, the guy's playing at an elite level at this age, and I don't know when it ends.
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, I was really surprised that they let him continue to play the fourth. I mean, he had a couple sacks there he took, and that one play early in the game, which was like a big call where he got hit sort of low, which really shouldn't have been called, I guess. But it only takes one play for him to be hurt, So, but yeah, I think as long as he wants to, and he's putting the work in, he'll play as long as he wants to.
Yeah, and it's not like he has a great. I mean, I wouldn't say he has he's never had a great arm, but if we're talking about anticipating throws and getting the ball out early, nobody does better than Tom. Tom holds the ball less than anybody in the league. Quick decisions.
Yeah, he's the king of throwing the ball before your receiver even breaks, and it's on the money. You know what I mean?
And then Tyler Johnson stops running twice, and they show Tom screaming, "Run!"
Yeah, they showed that today in some of the the replays where they were pointed out where Hurts was just he's waiting for the guy to fully get open and instead of anticipating that. And then that's the
Yeah.
difference.
Absolutely, Doc. Huge difference. And especially, like, you can get away with some of that if you have the big arm, but he doesn't have the big arm. So you have to anticipate throws.
Right.
Because guys just aren't going to get that much open in this league. It's just, that's how it is. It's not college anymore. Guys aren't running 3 yards open. You got to anticipate throws.
Yep. Yeah, you absolutely have to. I mean, that's even if you have a howitzer, right?
Yeah.
You still got to have anticipation. I mean, Rodgers has anticipation on his throws, and he's got a cannon. I mean, the list goes on. So, I mean, this level, you essentially need that both. Now, can you get away with not having the arm strength of the other guys, but being able to be on time and be accurate? Sure. But when you don't have either one of those things, you're in trouble, right? And I don't know how, again, I'll keep going back. I don't know how it gets better. But I also don't know what the answer is going to be. And when I speak tonight, everybody, I'm speaking to more what I feel like this front office wants and what they're going to go do, more than I think about what I'm going to go do. I mean, this is the front office that we've been around for forever, and we know what they want to do. And if they can't throw the football to their liking, I can see them going out and getting a guy to make sure they throw the football to their liking. I don't think that's should be crazy to anybody either.
No, and they have the assets to do it. We have the cap, we have the picks. We can go do anything we want.
And Marcus, who does Pro Fan Talk every Thursday night on A2D Radio, says the lack of anticipation is the biggest hurdle for young QBs. And yes, but some don't ever get to that point. Not every quarterback is able to.
You would hope he would make strides there. I would totally agree with Marcus. Like, that is definitely like the biggest learning curve coming from college. But he hasn't made any strides, I feel like. We're over a season and a half in, really.
Yeah, that's why I don't know where it comes from. I mean, next year, like, is that do or die for Jalen Hurts if they brought him back. Like, it's your junior year, essentially. You got to go out and ball. You got to show those progressions. But I don't know. I just don't know how that. I just don't know if I see it happening. I want it to happen for the kid. I want it to happen for us because it's easier, of course. And I like the kid because I love his toughness. I like his leadership. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. And it's been my concern we drafted him when I said on air, draft night, what? This has got to be a joke. This has to be a mistake. They have to be trading this pick. There's no way they drafted him because it was a guy that when I watched Alabama games, I didn't think was a pro-style quarterback at all. And I don't think you have to be a total pro-style quarterback to be successful. But you sure as heck better have some attributes that can equal a pro-style quarterback when you get to that level and teams want to turn you more in to a pro-style quarterback. That's just the common sense of it. That's what scared me, and it still does to this day. That's my problem. 20 starts later, I saw the same concerns I did the first time he took the field. And it hasn't changed. Yeah. And if you can't, you better be able to throw on the run and do those things. And today's more of an example of him not being able to throw well enough on the run either.
Yeah, couldn't get it done.
Yeah, he was high. He was high a lot today.
Like you said, good kid. A lot of good qualities to him, but couldn't get it done in the SEC. The Big 12 is we know what the Big 12 is, right? If you don't, watch it a little, watch it before. Obviously, now it's disbanding. Most of the teams are in there, but the Big 12 went for forever. And when he was playing, they play zero defense.
Yeah, never have.
Tommy throws 40 touchies in the Big 12.
Chris Winky.
Chris Winky.
That's Winky.
He was an ACC guy, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the only guy who played when he was 35. I mean, you know what I mean?
I don't think he was. How old was Winky? He was first round pick too.
What 29. 29.
Fucking Panthers should be killed for that pick.
Hey, we're gonna have 29-year-old quarterback in our.
Someone had to get fired on the Panthers for that pick.
Jay, we did mention that Jalen Reagor should not be on this team. I think anybody would have brain.
Yeah,
honestly,
I wouldn't even let him. I would have treated him like Antonio Brown. I wouldn't even let him on the flight home. There would have been pictures of him standing there with his luggage, waiting for a fucking Uber. I'm done. I'm done with Jalen Reagor. I just can't even stare at his face anymore. I hate him.
David, we did an hour and 19 minutes now on if we believe in Jalen Hurts, and I think that consensus answer right now is no. We've touched on it plenty. I think we believe this roster is a better roster than people thought it was. Obviously, going into the year, you would assume with the picks and the money that this roster is going to be even better next year. And like Will said, when you're a team that's coming off a playoff appearance and you have the ability to get better, you should be in the conversation if you do it right to be talked about maybe in an NFC title game. I'm not telling you winning it, but you should be one of those teams, those top 4 teams maybe that can fight for that spot. And that's how I think I got to look at it going into next year.
Doc, even with today, would you, looking back on the season, how would you classify? Would you classify the season as a success, Doc?
I was going to ask you guys that is like, as kind of how it started and what we went through was like 2-5 we started or something like that. And the fact that they, from Sirianni just kind of, getting it together a little bit. I mean, I would say to some level there was success there because of how they were able to turn it around, and again, I don't think we had, I mean, what did we do the show? I think we were joking around. They were going to do like 11-5 or something like that, or 12-3 earlier this fall, I think, or maybe, I forget if we were doing that or not, but or who said that, but I think, they probably performed as expected given what they had. I mean, they were what, 8-8.
9-8.
9-8. Okay.
9-9 after today, but 9-8 for
if I had to give it a grade, I would say like a B.
I would agree with you, Doctor. Like, I mean, I wouldn't. I said earlier,
that's a fairly successful year. Then, yeah,
it's tough to say it's a successful year after what we watched today, but really, it really was a successful year, especially when you think of the fact that we started 2-5. And we looked awful in the beginning of the season. Like, we weren't even running the ball. We were questioning if Sirianni was even going to last the season. And now it looks like he kind of got righted the ship, and I kind of have some confidence in him moving forward. So I would say it's a success, but it's tough to say that today after what we watched.
Yeah, I think it would be a better taste in our mouths if, like, the game was competitive today, and they did things well, and they just got outplayed. I mean, which we would expect it anyway. It's Tampa, but like they just didn't show up, man. And then those scores that toward the end. I mean, that's really
that's them letting us score basically. Yeah,
exactly. So,
Doc and Wells, I agree with you guys to a point on it. What you overcame is successful, right? For sure. But if I'm going to look at it deeper, the things we mentioned earlier, right? Jalen not getting to the point we needed him to get to. Right, just some of the wasted picks that you really can't go look back on, really. But that and the fact that you get embarrassed today, it's hard to say because we know everybody talked about our schedule, and rightfully so. And do you even belong? Well, yeah, you got in, so you belong, of course. So, but then you got to show you belong, right? And I think that's the part of it that makes me say, you know what? I'm lukewarm on how successful of a year it was. I would probably give it a C. Like if I had to grade it, it's a C because you got embarrassed today. It's one thing if you go in and you compete and you lose 31-21, but that game was sort of in your reach at points, right? Like you never had the lead, but you felt like you were in it, and Jalen played like just good enough. You'd be like, okay, right? This is a good end to your season. But after like all the lack of talented quarterbacks you played over this stretch and all those things that you sort of got criticized for when you shouldn't because it's your schedule, right? But you wanted to see you go out against real competition today and say, hey, we deserve to be here because, hey, we're the number 1 rushing team in football, so watch, we're going to go pound it down your throat and show we belong, right? Something along those types of lines, which none of that happened. So that makes me say, how can I grade it? How can I grade it higher than a C? Like you said, you lose by 10, but you're in it. I'm like, okay. Hey, I might be giving you an A. I might be giving you an A after a loss just because you fought. Or not saying this team didn't fight because I just don't think they were good enough. But show me something.
But those 9 weeks leading up to that was that a Fugazi? That's where, like, to their point. I'm not saying to you. I'm just saying to their point, saying, hey, we got there. They're not looking for participation ribbons, and I know none of us want to give them out. I'm just saying, like, hey, were they are actually a good team? Were they a playoff team? I know they got in. They were 9-7. They took care of business. I'm just saying, were they? You know what I mean? They today, I know you want to. Anytime you take the field, you want to have a competitive fire. You want to have fight. You want to hang in there. You know what I mean? But they were 9-point underdogs. You know what I mean? For a reason.
No, absolutely, they were for a reason.
We weren't 31-point dogs, though, Sweeps. That's why it stings a little bit today.
No, that's why I think you lose by 10. You can lose by 10 if you're in it. If it's a lose by 10 and you're in it, then it's like, okay, hey, we're tough. We're tough.
Yeah, kind of like how Washington played them last year in the first round, Tommy. Remember that game? Like, Heineke played pretty well, and they stayed in the game. It was like a tighter game.
Yeah,
like, I would have loved that. I would have loved that today.
Yeah, granted, in Washington, I get that side of it, but to your point, you're spot on because you just want to show you belong. I don't even need a lead at any point, right? Like, I'm not even asking for a lead. You could be down the whole game, but you just, hey, it's a 10-point game, 7-point game at times, and it's never out of control. That's the point. When you get your doors blown off early on, you're like, okay, we don't belong, and we don't belong because our defensive coordinator isn't good enough, and some of our talent over there isn't good enough. Right? And because guess what? Our quarterback isn't good enough. This is why we don't belong. Right? I can make the case that we don't belong. But guess what? We got in. So we did belong. But this turns next year into, hey, we're not as good as we think we are. We're better than maybe we thought, but we're not as good as we thought we were going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's all. To me, it would be, you know what I mean? Because I'm with you 100%. Like, I don't do anything just to go through the motions. You know what I mean? So you play to win every game. But I think should evaluate the regular season. You know what I mean? Today is a separate evaluation. That's why they have different playoff stats. You know what I mean? So, there's guys that are playoff guys. There's guys that are, playoff coaches. You know what I mean? There's guys that separate those things. So it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just it's a whole different thing. It's all, everybody starts anew. You know what I mean? So I think if you were grading on if you were evaluating this season, you go through the regular season and those predictions, and then still whatever number you land on, that's fine. It doesn't excuse today. It's just, that's kind of the way I look. And really maybe did this winning streak and did those 9 games, did it just extend? Did it allow guys to keep their jobs that maybe shouldn't have jobs? You know what I mean? Both in the front office and on the field. I don't know.
Yes, Salios, we're fixing it. We're fixing it. No one thought we would win this game. Nothing was exposed that we didn't already know. I agree, Marcus, but that leads into next year with more concerns than we wanted to have, right? That's the point. We didn't want to have these types of concerns.
Yeah, we were hoping that they'd be answered by this.
Yeah. So
one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right? One way or the other.
Just to be competitive, just to be a competitive junkie in the football game. So, like, yeah, they didn't. But when you're a guy like me that told people, not you, but told people they can get, 10 wins and find their way in maybe because the division wasn't good, etc. And if they ran the ball, then today's uglier, right? Because I did have expectations of trying to get in, and you can say it's being a homer or whatever. I don't care, but I had expectations of getting in. So from where I sit, it's today because you got the doors blown off is a failure. Your roster isn't atrocious.
I
can tell you a lot of atrocious rosters around the league. There's plenty to go around. Yeah. We're not atrocious. I'm not telling you we're Super Bowl champion roster.
I mean, but I'm just saying. Like I said, to me, it just and it doesn't. My opinion means whatever. I'm just saying. To me, it's just a separate thing. You know what I mean? Because, like, just say if you were a Pats fan, right? They got absolutely embarrassed yesterday, but I think their season would be a success. You know what I mean? Not by standard, not by Bill standards. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. They're always trying to come. But. The moves they made, they got a rookie quarterback. They went on a run.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Sorry, wow. Steelers, there's going to be one upset of the weekend. Is it Pittsburgh? Get out of here. Get out of here.
No. And they missed the face mask to play before.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I think they called it, didn't they? I saw a flag on the field. Did they pick it up?
Marcus, I agree with you, right? But you have a feel for this organization too. And do you think do you think that they're going to run it back per se? That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you don't, or anybody doesn't deserve next year. I'm just telling you how the organization thinks, in my opinion. And there's a chance they might go elsewhere. And
you have all the assets too, Tom. That's the key. You know what I mean? Because you have, if you want to go elsewhere, if there's a veteran, you should. The NFL is constantly in fluctuation. There's constantly teams that go from worst to first. So if you have the opportunity to get a veteran quarterback that's an established, good player, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, etc., and you know you can get them because you have the assets to get them, then you got to go do it. That's where I'm at with it, because I don't care. I'm trying to win. Like, to me, Jalen Hurts is not going to be good enough to win ever.
No.
I like the guy. He's just not going to be good enough to win the playoffs. In my opinion, that's why I go make a move.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're setting ourselves to run it back. I think we're setting ourselves up to be the Wish version, or the Wish.com version of the Baltimore Ravens, right? You know, you're going to be a decent regular season team, win some games. When it comes to the playoffs, you're going to get exposed because you can't throw the ball, well enough to win a playoff game.
I agree, Greg, and I would not say that Jalen Hurts is as good as Lamar Jackson.
There's no question.
Lamar's better.
That's why I said we're the Wish.com version.
Yeah,
Yes.
Marcus. Yeah, we are the Wish.com version. Marcus, I do agree. We all agree that we don't want another rookie quarterback. It would be a vet. It would be a vet.
I do not want to draft a QB, Marcus, at all. No. I don't think any of the quarterbacks in the draft are very good.
I think I can make the case that Jalen might be better. So,
yeah, I would agree, especially with maybe not coming out of college better, but now where he is currently. Then yes, I would say he's probably better than most of the guys in the draft.
Come on, Bill. Who said a failure, Bill? Bill, who said a failure? Who said a failure? Is a C a failure? Like, if you're asking me, did I say failure? I said a C. A C, is that failure? I was getting embarrassed.
You said C, but you did say failure. That's probably why, Bill. Bill, he's a stickler.
I said a failure on a guy like myself having 10 wins. That would be, then getting embarrassed would be a failure, per se, compared to what. Not saying I expect them to win either. It's tough. It's just the way you lost, Bill. Come on, today wasn't a failure, Bill, overall. That's probably what I meant then. All right? Okay, Bill, I say a lot of words. Grow up. All right? You come in and you're never wrong. I get it. But you're using every word. I didn't predict them to win 4 games. You did. So then you're all peaches and cream, Bill, because that's where you had them. I had them winning 9, 10, 11 games, whatever it was. Right? So with that being said, that I can say today's a failure, and then you're going to sit home and we're going to mix words, right? And get on all the other things. Was today a failure, Bill? That's the question. Because if today wasn't a failure for you, then I question everything.
Bill's down, possibly paralyzed.
I love you, but don't tell me today wasn't a failure.
And
we're losing 31-0.
Back to Malachi's post there too. You're absolutely right. He had enough weapons this year to do something, and agree. There is no excuses there. You named the 3 of them. And I think we talked about that earlier in the show, right? You put a veteran behind here. The game today is different. We might not win still, but it's different. And I also think you have a full year with a veteran. It very well could be that game was at the link today. And possibly a home game. So I completely agree, Malachi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I agree with this, Matt Correct. Easy money, Matt Krause.
Look how fast Tyreek Hill is.
Then Brett Favre. I don't know if
Jalen Reagor runs a third of the speed of Tyreek Hill.
It doesn't have those moves either.
I'm sick and tired of people telling me Jalen Reagor's fast. He's not fast. I watch him play. He's slow.
Doesn't
and
have
stinks,
those moves.
And he can't catch, and I hate his face.
Wow.
Everything else was just informative, but hate the face that's the number one reason.
I'm so done with him. Every time I see him on the sideline, I get angry. And when he's on the field, I'm even more angry.
Because he's on the field. I know. I'm the same way when he's on the field. It's one thing if
Hey,
he's
man,
just filling up a roster spot, but when you're actually on the field, it's like, come on, man.
I got to send you some specialized physical therapy stress balls, man. You can start squeezing them on the couch and stuff.
Please, Doc. That dude, I don't understand. And we're still trotting him out there to return punts. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah,
2 muffs. He caught one at the 2. What are we doing?
And the end of the half lets one drop and lets clock run off.
Yeah, just all the wrong.
That
decisions.
lands at the 40. Catch the football. We're catching him at the 2. We're letting him drop at the 40.
Mama Arnone.
You can't make this thing up.
We touched on that last week. Our unhappiness of not playing at least a quarter or half or something. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
Guys shouldn't have completely rested. At least young.
We got a bunch of young guys that should have been playing. Yeah. And you come out flat. We said
rolling around like
what happens when we come out flat and we get killed. Well, we're
rolling
there.
around like we won 12 games. Like you win 12 games, you get the week off, right? Like grow up. They weren't
13-3. You can rest week 17.
I mean, you still might get blown out.
9-7. You should be playing.
You still could get blown out, but I digress. Yeah, easy money. That's going to hurt them. You would think that wasn't a good pick. I mean, I would say it's not a good pick. But other teams did the same thing. One being a quarterback. So there was a few bad picks early on there.
Yeah, you worried about that?
I don't know if I.
How about the Dolphins?
I don't know if I could say Chase Young. I mean, yes, the quarterback's obviously the biggest. Agree, but Chase Young is pretty special.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm not saying he's not, but when you didn't have a quarterback.
No, I agree there. That's why I changed it because it is.
Well, didn't they think that they had a quarterback at that time?
They had Haskins. They just
they had Dwayne.
They had the girl.
They had Dwayne.
So we know Haskins stinks, but other guys just aren't seeing things. Right? They're in the professionals. They're professional scouts. They see things.
I don't understand.
I don't have a business card. I'm not going to give you my business card. I can tell you Dwayne Haskins is buns, and he turned out to be buns. Thank you very much. So to Greg, you got a guy in your holster that's buns. All right, that's it. Come on. Right.
What are these guys seeing, Sweeps? Because I'm pretty sure we were laughing out loud. Like, they really think that Dwayne Haskins is going to be picked in the first round. This dude stinks. And then they took him.
Can't wait to make everybody eat their words. Hey, cheese and crackers. Everybody's hungry. Everybody's hungry, Dwayne. Ain't nobody eating nothing, pal. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I got it on paper over there somewhere that Dwayne has.
I think he's at this game, right? He's back up for the Steelers.
Yeah, third string.
Or third string for the Steelers.
Third string. He's collecting a check over there. But I got it written on paper on draft night. Dwayne Haskins stinks. It's over there still.
Yeah.
Down in the studio. Yep, because you can smell it on draft night. Yep, this guy stinks. Okay. Good pick, Washington. And here they are. And that's nothing against Chase Young. It's just saying we don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, it becomes glaring when now you win whatever they won. 6 games this year again. That's 2 straight years of what, 6 pieces? Or last year?
They won the division last year.
Yeah, it's 7 wins.
That's true.
Amazing.
So they were probably saying last year their season was a success because they competed versus Tampa.
They're kind of in the same type of boat. Like what? So they had some injuries on the D line, but is Heineke their guy? Like I would say it's probably not, right? So what are they doing? They might be looking QB as well.
They had a home game too.
Yeah.
They won a division.
No, listen, it could be worse, Bill. We could be Dallas. I get that. We're not. I'm not here to talk about Dallas, right?
Whoa.
You know, I'm here to talk about the Eagles and how today was bad. I wouldn't want to be Dallas for sure. You're in win now mode, and you can't win now.
Boom.
You definitely don't want to be Dallas. Dallas forced so many turnovers, but they got some issues. Everyone loves Trevon Diggs, but when he's not picking the ball, he's getting beat all over the field. I feel like every time I watch the game, he's beat a lot.
Yeah. No, I think he set a record giving up receiving.
Yeah, most yards ever, right? By corner.
It's bad. You know, what I mean, he was optimistic this year. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, he was. Yep, he's definitely.
For the fact that they made him all pro, like that's
Yeah.
strictly because he picks balls off. He ain't all pro. Darius Slay way better than him. And I mean, Micah Parsons is special for sure. But Dallas again, consistent underachieving team.
Yep.
They have a lot of weapons, and they were bad. It's not like they were just bad today. They were bad against good teams all year.
Yeah,
They weren't good against good teams all year.
Yeah, they didn't give up too many points. I mean, 23 points today. You're supposed to win that game at home as the favorite with all those weapons. Come on.
Yep.
You know,
What happened at the end of that game today, though, too, man? I was watching that. Like, they were moving that ball. They, like, run in the middle of the field. Like, you guys all saw that, right? Yeah.
It was
I
amazing.
mean,
We saw the doc.
It was incredible, Doc. Hey, Dak, how about you slide down with no time left? That's a good idea.
It was like that Seinfeld when Elaine's like, I thought they changed the rules.
When Jerry got picked off at first.
Yeah, he didn't tag up or something.
He didn't tag up. He got picked off at first at one point in that game. Wait, the worst game of your life, Jerry. Worst game of your life. That's when he has to go to the funeral, right? And he thinks he's gonna have to miss the game, but it gets rained out.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love
They
Seinfeld.
Jamar, they should.
They've been showing a lot of Seinfeld on Comedy Central recently. I don't know what that's about, but I'm a big fan.
Jamar, I mean, listen, I hope Jonathan Gannon does take a head coaching job so we can replace him.
Yeah.
I'm out of Jonathan.
Bring in Vic Fangio for me, please.
He's
Vic
more of a
Fangio,
3-4.
not a good head coach, great defensive
No,
coordinator.
absolutely. But then you got to switch to a 3-4, though.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'm just telling you, you know what I mean? Then you got to do that, which is
I
fine.
don't know if our defensive roster is fine with that, though.
Well, we got 3 first-round picks, Greg. We can make some shit happen.
Linebacker. Yep, go get a linebacker.
that big position, linebacker. We seem to ignore that pretty often.
Yeah, it kind of works for every 32 other teams. And the Eagles are, the one team that
Well, guess what? If we brought Fangio in, we wouldn't ignore it because that's very key in a 3-4 defense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's why we won't bring him in.
Yeah, it's very true.
Like I said, I don't know if they're going to reach.
Very true. I mean, there's other guys too, though. Mike
Zimmer and Flores. Great. I mean, I'm saying that Flores should get another job, but I'm just saying if they don't, there's three defensive names right there. Monsters.
Fam, listen, we got 150 plus people watching live right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you go check out our doc over at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. He's right down there on the bottom. So he's here. So you can check him out here, and you can check him out right where we told you to as well. I would love
a nice adjustment for 2022.
Everybody needs an adjustment. I do, Doc. We've been having back pain. I'll be in soon.
Get in, man.
Deal with it for so long.
I got a special table for you, man.
Yeah, Joseph, you're hoping he's there at 15. If he's there at 15, that's to me, that's got to be the first guy that the Eagles take if he's there. I know there's other guys. I mean, if you don't get Wilson wants to, the edge rusher.
I'd love an edge rusher, yeah.
I mean, but like if Jacoby Dean's there at 15, and to me, it's a slam dunk. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. Boys, I'll be right back because I'm just going to go say goodnight to Cash real fast and go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. But Jacoby Dean is more important than an edge rusher, in my opinion, at this point on the direction of our defense. Right? Like, I'll leave you with that. Like, I think a linebacker being
we
in the
could sign an edge rusher also.
True. There's ways to do that. I think when you have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, you can get a linebacker, you can get an edge rusher, right? Like, so you're not in the position like you usually would be in with 2 picks in the first 2 rounds, right? Where it's like, oh man, I might not be able to get both of these things in need. So you have the ability now to get those things of need that you never had in the past.
Yeah, and I think if you were in the top 8, it would be more to Wilson's point. You know what I mean? Because I love the Kobe.
Yeah,
team.
I hear you.
In the top 8, I'm saying you can get one of those 3 monster edge guys. You know what I mean? Like you could still find another edge guy later on that that very well, can get it done for you. You know what I mean? But those 3 or 4 guys, and those 3 guys, I think might go in the top 10. You know what I mean? Those edge guys that are elite edge guys.
And to Marcus's point here, I have no idea. All I heard was life-threatening situation. He underwent a procedure on Tuesday. and they said they almost had him back ready to play today, which is crazy. But I don't know. That's all I heard.
Well, we got the
Oh,
doc
yeah.
on it, Greg. If you can find out what happened, our research guy, Greg Milakovic.
Let's go, Greg. Deep dive, Greg.
If you find out what happened for us in the doc, and
Game time decision was a no.
I mean, I would almost that almost sounds like an appendix injury to me, right?
First,
Yeah, like appendicitis or something.
well, they said he was
But
progressive.
why wouldn't they just say he had appendicitis then?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
They said life-threatening procedure. Like that's
I hear you. I
weird
hear
for
you.
them to say that.
Unless he had something
That's
perforated,
your
man.
football.
Like,
Sorry.
Had an
That's
abdominal problem.
yeah, something that was like slow bleeding and finally, I don't know. I thought of people, man. Like, you got lower abdominal pain, hurts like heck, and you go take it out. I mean, it's only life threatening if you don't take care of it, and then it gets all septic in there. But they wouldn't let that happen. So I'm assuming it's something else.
Yeah, it's weird.
On Tuesday night, Josh Sweat was admitted to the hospital. He underwent an emergency procedure due to the severity of the matter. The doctors addressed a life-threatening situation. And all it says was abdominal problem.
Weird.
I'm trying to see if
Did he play last week?
His appendicitis probably burst. And to Wilson's point, I don't know why they didn't say that. Doesn't seem like that should be a secret. But
Yeah.
dealing with abdominal pain early in the week,
Yeah.
so it would make Rhodes would point to that. I think.
he did not play last week, Doc.
He didn't take
no.
a shot again. Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I wonder if he took a shot and he had something lacerated or something like that. But yeah,
Strange. And terrible timing. Because he was our best he was our best edge rusher on the year, basically.
Which is sad because he only had 7.5 sacks.
Yeah. But he was. I think
you're absolutely right. I just
I
feel
think
like everybody else
Hargrave was better maybe as a D lineman than him this year, but Hargrave was an interior lineman, obviously. So
you just feel like every time you turn around, someone's got 10, 11 sacks, except for the Eagles.
yeah, TJ Watt's got like 37. So
Yeah.
I think he actually had 22 and a half, but he's got a lot. And meanwhile, we got 7.5, our leaders, right? I think it was Sweat and Hargrave both had 7.5. Which is that's pretty crappy. You would hope someone would have double-digit sacks. I mean, going back through
In the past,
just my life of watching the Eagles, there's almost always a guy with double-digit sacks.
in the passing game. Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah, every report that just said abdominal pain to start, and they didn't go into specifics, unfortunately.
when you're dealing with a guy that doesn't bring pressure, I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Like when a guy's just sitting there and his little soft zone that, and hoping that that his front four gets home. You know what I mean? As opposed to, I'm not saying that bringing a guy off the edge or something that's he's going to get.
There was a Nancy Kerrigan sighting today. I don't know where he's been all year, but Nancy showed her face today.
A couple times, actually.
Yeah, a couple nice moves by Kerrigan today. I didn't see him all season, but it's good to know he's on the team.
Showed up when everybody else was, having life-threatening injuries.
I mean, not a bad time to show up in a playoff game. I'll give him that.
We needed something.
But,
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, I seriously, I didn't see him all year. I feel like.
No, he turned out not to have a whole lot left in the tank, and that was the unfortunate side. Because when the signing happened, you're like, "Oh, if he could be half of what he was, terror against us at least, we might be onto something as a second, second wave." But
start making me think like maybe he wasn't really that good, just was awesome against us. One of them guys, them guys. There's always them guys. Like I feel like Fred VanVleet. I don't know how good Fred VanVleet is, but I know every time he shoots the ball against Sixers, he don't miss. So I feel like he's fucking awesome. I feel like he's phenomenal. But he might not even be that good. But just against the Sixers, he's incredible. Jeff Conan.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Speaking of Sixers, Doc, what do you think about the run Joel's been on?
Chelsea.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, he needs to be, but he is. He's capable of doing it. He's doing it, and the Sixers need him, man, because the other guys, man. I mean, was it yesterday's game? I mean, 3 guys scored in 20 points or more. I mean, they need that consistency all the time, man, and a strong bench. I mean, because Embiid doing 30 plus and maybe a triple double by himself. I mean, it's not going to win the games every time, and that's going to wear him down. They need guys to contribute. So, I mean, they have the ability, man. They just, I don't know, they just got to string it together. I mean, the record's not bad, but
maybe they're playing a lot better ball recently, Doc, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about like earlier before like the holidays. Like, we don't have to worry about it too much just then because it was, it's a long season, but start and guy consistent. I have the trade deadlines coming up, but like, I don't know. I mean, I think they could win with what they have, or at least go deep, if they're consistent. But everyone's got to be on their game. I don't think they can just ride Joel.
Yeah, it's fun to see him dominating right now, but he definitely needs some help.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is that Jerick McKinnon? He's playing well.
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon is playing well. It's like he's back on.
I was gonna say, dude, he's like
San Fran.
His legs look.
Where did he start? Oh no, Vikings,
Minnesota.
Yeah, that's where he was good. I thought he was going to be a good player.
Yeah,
and he had back-to-back injuries on San Fran.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he probably signed a free agent deal, and then blew out.
Never played. Yeah, but he was good in Minnesota though. Yeah,
who is he backing up there in Minnesota? Oh, it was Adrian Peterson.
AP.
He was AP's backup. Yeah.
As soon as I said that, I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, duh.
Too much barbecue.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I don't know if that's even can be true.
I know.
I'm not sure that statement exists. Too much barbecue.
When I said it, I wanted to punch myself.
Yeah. So, Doc, these guys know the story. So, I got a bunch of family in town.
Adrian?
Huh?
I honestly, okay. Doc, I don't know how he played this year, but I mean, people keep signing him.
Peterson,
yeah, Peterson. I don't know. He seems to find his way on the team every year.
He does. He was in Seattle to end, right?
Yeah.
That one carry he needed or something, and it was some kind of record or something. And he scored a touchdown. Put him.
Jeez.
Past somebody or something.
How many years was he out? He was out for 1 year or 2 years?
He just didn't play for one full season. I think he didn't play for.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then he gets
after the switch game
multiple times, but he's like Wolverine. He just grows a new limb. Like
it's crazy.
Healed quicker than anybody on the planet.
It's a great
Dude, when he tore his leg that one, it was such a gross tear too. You thought it was going to be really bad, and then the next year he ran for 2,000 yards like he had a brand new leg. You're like, what the hell happened? Like I remember the dude, who I thought was going to be so good. I'm going to screw his name up now. God damn it. Running back, college for, I'll think of it. Shit. But this dude was awesome, and he tore his knee just like that and was never good again.
Well, you know why? Because he didn't go to Wakanda like Peterson did.
You're right.
Wakanda, man, he got fixed up with that technology.
He probably did. It's the only reason, because he's definitely not human, right? He's a bionic man.
Yeah, man. I forget what they call that stuff.
It's great. I'm sure Greg knows. He's a nerd.
If you give me a college, I might be able to help you out.
No, he's talking what the stuff that's in Wakanda.
Oh.
that metal.
We need some nerd to tell us.
Uranium?
It's like the only thing that they get from Wakanda, right? Isn't that like what they make their weapons out of or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big MCU guy. There you go. Vibranium. That's what he's gotten. That's what he's gotten.
There you go.
That's what Adrian Peterson's gotten his leg. There you go.
What I just walk into.
The keys is comment. I'm sorry. Chandler Jones would be the best edge guy in free agency. Chandler Jones is special.
Chandler Jones is I love me some Chandler Jones.
Hughes. I think he asked us who the best free agent
is he available?
Yeah,
I don't see him here listed on my list.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. He's a free agent.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure.
Chandler
had great year for Arizona too. And he's a captain, so they might pay to bring him back, but I mean, sure, you give him big money, he'll come. I mean, he's jumped around the league a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure Skip's getting after it right now.
Von Miller.
Nothing like having Skip upset.
Von Miller on your list, Greg? You got the right year?
Yeah, 2022 free agents.
There's no
Clowney.
Nice.
Marcus Lattimore. Bang. Was his name, right?
Marcus Lattimore.
Marcus Lattimore is the cornerback for New Orleans.
Damn it. So that's not right. What's this guy's name, Greg?
Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore.
From South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah. That dude was awesome. Tore his knee just like Adrian Peterson did. Was never good again. Never really played again.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be so good. Marshawn Lattimore. That's right.
Yeah, I feel like you're getting bad info, Greg.
I might be. I'm on Spotrac, too. That's weird. Spotrac's usually good.
Which is not like you, buddy.
You didn't know a nerd question, and you're getting bad info. Something's wrong over there, Greg. Maybe it was too much barbecue.
Well, Google Chandler Jones' contract, and you find out real easy.
I'm just telling you, DeVonta. This guy right here, just gave us a little tiny listy poo. Devontae Adams, number one, decent. You know what I mean? You might want to pay him $1 billion.
Yeah, they're gonna franchise him.
Toronto.
They're gonna likely franchise him.
Teron Armstead from the Saints, tackle.
Also decent.
Chris Godwin, wide receiver. Number 4.
He'll be franchised.
Number 4, Chandler Jones.
That's why.
Number
they have
5,
listed as an outside linebacker.
Number 5, Von Miller. Gotcha. I knew there was a reason, buddy. But yeah. We don't doubt your research.
love me some Chandler though, yeah.
Listen to the 3-4.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you bring in Vic and you bring in Chandler.
There you go. There's a match made in heaven right there.
Hey.
There's a match made in heaven right there.
And that's where there's your Von Millers, there's your Jones. Yep.
Yeah.
They list them both as outside linebackers.
Yeah.
I guess because they're currently playing a 3-4. Probably, right?
Yeah, I guess Arizona's a 3-4. I didn't know if they were or not.
Yeah, they're listed as edge guys. So I mean, we know.
Either way, they can put their hand in the dirt too. So because he has in the past, I feel like.
Oh yeah, when he was on New England, he did for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm in for that. I mean, you have the money, so it depends on what you want to spend your money on.
That's very true.
You going to spend your money on a quarterback, or are you going to spend your money on trying to load up around, right? And try to do it with a young quarterback.
And we always say that's the way to win in this league. You know, I mean, we always say it like you ideally you want to build everyone else, use your money on everything else, and have a young quarterback on a young rookie contract that plays really well. That's ideally how you want to do it. That's like what happened with Kansas City. But then, obviously, you got to pay the quarterback, and then you start losing assets everywhere else. I mean, it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell, but I would love to just continuously draft young QBs and then trade them after 3 years. Draft them, trade them, draft them, trade them. But then you get one that's really good and you trade him after 3 years and your fan base is like, what? Why did you just trade that guy? It's like, this is our philosophy here, guys. Come on now.
QB factory.
QB factory. This is our philosophy here. I do think that could work, though, but again, it's a tough sell.
Hey, guys, I got to run, man.
See you, Doc. Take
Doc,
care.
great
seeing you, Doc. Happy New Year.
Let everybody know where they can
guys.
find you on your way out, Doc.
Yeah, you got it. You can find us at specializedphysicaltherapy.com on the web. We got Cherry Hill and Burlington offices. So give us a ring. We're actually running a low back pain consult through January. So if you got some back pain, give us a ring. We'll get you in.
Check.
Check, please.
Doc, how'd your holiday drives go?
Yeah, they went well, man. Yeah, they went real good. Got a lot of good clothing and food for the two organizations we supported. So it was good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I sent some stuff up there. Hopefully you got it.
Thanks for. I tell you, somebody sent. I don't know if it was one of your. I'm not sure if it was one of your listeners, but somebody sent a package to the office. I don't know who it was. It just came in with no name on it. So if that's you, thank you. All right, awesome.
Oh, no name guy. Look at you, no namer.
Yeah.
Anonymous Greg.
Wow. Look at Greg.
Fire Rose.
Guess I'm gonna pull the Larry David on you here right now, Greg. You can't say you were the anonymous donor. That's not how it works. It's supposed to stay anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay. Then once you bring it up, now it's ruined.
Just want to make sure it got there. Want to make sure it went to the right spot.
Yeah. We know your truths. Okay. We know your truths, Greg.
That whole box of Purell started a fire. I know.
Doc, great having you. We'll talk again
Doc.
soon.
All right, guys.
Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, sir.
See, Doc. Greg pulled the anonymous card on us. Wow.
No, I didn't. It came from. I just shipped it from Amazon. It wasn't like don't say. It wasn't anonymous. They just probably didn't know it was coming.
The tackle right there.
Kyer says, Tom, I hope I got your name right. He says,
Really
Tom,
good tackle.
it's a young team this year. And they had a good year and should be excited for the future. And we're set up with picks and cap space. Yeah.
I mean, that's all true. That's all true.
It's all looking in the right direction, but then it depends on what we do with it, all right?
But like we said earlier, Tommy, you would think it's a success and we have all this stuff. But the most important, we're not sure if we have a quarterback, which is the most important position in sports. So what? So where are we?
That would exactly where my next question would be to you guys. Obviously, barring we know knees are different. So it's obviously not still a serious injury, but it's not what it used to be. You know what I mean? So would you be scared of signing a Chris Godwin, all right, because of the quarterback position or because of the injury?
Quarterback position.
More to quarterback.
Yeah, me too.
I would rather have a loaded defense then, right? I would rather spend all my assets on defense because am I going to get the best out of that guy offensively when I go get say another edge rusher, right? Some of those types of things that can really take my defense up a tick, right? I would rather go Chandler Jones than a Godwin per se. Not saying
I agree. If Jalen's still here, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, because if Jalen's still here, I just don't feel like I'm.
If we have a different quarterback, then maybe I'll go veteran receiver.
It's absolutely. If I bring in a veteran quarterback, then I want to go get a veteran wide receiver too, right?
Yep.
But if I'm not going that direction, then I want to go Chandler Jones. I want to go then the next best defensive player in free agency because not only do I want to use those picks on young guys, right? I also want to use them picks on some veterans because I'm also trying to win now too. So I'm in that great spot of, hey, being able to try to win and replenish the pond per se at the same time. So that's the position I'm in, which is a good one. So you're in a good position. Now, that being said, I agree with you, Wells. But if you go load up a football team around him, how far can you go? I don't know. Right? That's the elephant in the room. I don't know.
To this weekend next year is how far I think we go if Hurts is our quarterback.
Yeah, I could make the same case that nothing's going to change with him, even with a great defense. You got shut out essentially today. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
You can make that case too. And I can see a lot of people making that case, but I could also give you the other side of that case and say that, hey, with a loaded defense and, whatever, maybe you draft a running back in the second round that can bring you a burst, right? Maybe you do some things that help that out, your running game, right? Even more so. And with a loaded defense, hey, now you're set up to not be playing that game on the road, right? Maybe that game's at home. So, but again,
honestly, Tommy, I'm right with you on if you keep Hurts, I would draft a running back somewhere decent, in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think
I'm not a big Miles guy, and you're going to have to run the ball a ton. I'd probably try to draft a bigger guy. I'm not sure. I haven't done a running back breakdown or anything yet, but yeah, I would definitely be looking. If you're keeping Hurts, to me, you got to draft a running back. Not first round. I don't draft running backs in the first round. Second or third.
Yeah, second and third. That's what I was saying, too. I agree with you. Chris Kaufman, appreciate the super chat. We appreciate everybody's super chats. We can't thank you guys enough.
And Chris, yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you.
Not the veterans, but some of the young guys, they need the reps.
Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. I thought they all could use the reps, and it showed today. Philly Sports Passion, I mean, you're not going to get a second-round pick for Miles, so, you might as well just bring him back if he's under contract.
Yeah, and Miles Sanders stinks. So if someone wants to give us a second round pick for him, where's the door? I mean,
yeah, you're not.
Thank you.
pick for him.
Yeah, no chance. I don't think we get a fourth.
No, you might not even get a pick. We'll just say, you know, we'll take over. We'll take over the money.
Yeah, I mean, running backs are a dime a dozen, more than any other position in the sport.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to your earlier point about the quarterback thing. I know you were like half kidding, half serious, but I would do that at the running. I would do that at the running back position. You know?
Running back
Yeah,
position,
just
absolutely.
constantly
3 years,
roll. Yeah.
3 years, and then just keep that revolving door.
I mean that happens anyway. Those sweeps, I feel like
Unintentionally sometimes, right?
Yeah, I mean running backs. The career span of a running back in the NFL is like 4 years, I think, like average. Which is
Belichick
crazy, but it's just
easy money. Belichick got a good defense. He didn't have a great one. I'm saying if you have a great one, if you have a defense that lights out. I mean, but again, they played that team 3 times in how many weeks?
A 4 week span.
yeah.
So I mean, you could smell that. You could smell that Bills win coming from a mile away, right there.
Yeah, I don't know how that dude's going to pan out in the NFL, but easy money. I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of him. Just because he decided to play, and so you know how we feel about that. So I'm a huge Matt Corral fan. I don't know how it's going to translate to the next level, or yada yada yada. But I'm going to root for the kid for.
He's probably my favorite QB in the draft.
How do you let that happen?
Kelsey with a
Third and
long
20.
TD with 13
How
seconds.
do you let that happen? 3rd and 20.
He's gonna go. He's gonna be the top drafted quarterback.
3rd and 20. Wow.
Who, Corral? You think?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Matt.
I mean, him
I
or
don't want-
He's
Wait.
the most complete of all the guys out there, right? In terms of everything he brings. Pickett lacks a little bit on the mobility side. Probably has a better arm. Probably is your more traditional drop back. Corral is your most.
Pickett's
complete,
older too, right?
Pickett is a bit older. Pickett's only 23. He's just a 5th-year senior. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's not
Brandon Whedon or Chris Winkie. Yeah.
What did Jared Davis, whoever, the kid from Georgia who's 26 years old. Jordan Davis. Sorry, I was blanking on the big moose. He's 26 years old.
Do we still not know why he's 26?
I still couldn't figure it out.
So I'm gonna to me that's strange. Usually it's like, was he a Mormon? Was he in the army? Was he playing minor league baseball?
3rd and 20. Oh my!
Was he in jail? Like, I mean, those are like the options. It doesn't make sense. Why is he that old?
The other thing when you look at this season too is we figured out that we've missed on a couple picks here recently, right? Although this draft this year looks pretty good so far, and you can even go down Milton Williams, Jerron Jackson, the DN that we took in the 5th or 6th round. Had some, played some, sparingly time and looked decent, right? But we can slam shut JJ, right? You can slam shut that he was a bust where we picked him, and you can obviously slam shut that Jalen Reagor is not the guy that he was drafted to be.
Bum.
So, and unfortunately, those are 2 guys at a position where we have some talent, but we're not super deep at. Right? When you take those 2 guys away, you're left with DeVonta, Quez, and Greg Ward. That's so whether the draft, free agency, veteran, we need to bring someone into this room.
Unfortunately, they're
just
not
to
going to
continue it up.
get rid of Reagor. I don't think, but
I don't know how they can't.
They're not going to, because maybe Whiteside. Now he's been here 3 years. I think is his rookie deal done, but Reagor's still on a rookie deal. He's drafted in the 1st round. They're not going to get rid of him.
You're probably right because he's still out there, but
yeah, they're not going to. But I'm in full agreement. I mean, I literally would have cut him. I just cut him.
I mean, maybe Bill. I mean, maybe that gets that done. Maybe Sanders, Reagor, Hurts, 2022 first and the 2023 first for Wilson. I mean,
why are we adding all these guys? They're just going to want picks. Throw 2 picks at them.
I'm just saying. He's just saying. That's how bad I want a fresh start. Still leaves you with 2 firsts this year.
I mean, listen. I'm with you. I'm with you, Bill. To me, if I'm Seattle, I'm like, I don't want Miles Sanders. I don't want Jalen Reagor. I probably don't want Jalen Hurts. So why even offering me? No, take him out of the deal.
Well, if I'm Seattle, I probably take Hurts.
I might take Hurts. I don't want the other 2.
Well, they might take Hurts and Sanders. That might intrigue them a little bit.
I think Rashad Penny's better than Sanders.
I understand, but they've been looking for a back for a while, right? They've been looking for like a featured back. Not saying Miles is, but like, I mean, I could see them saying, okay, we get a quarterback that was just in the postseason.
They've had so many issues with running backs. I think they would be interested in a whether you like him or not. He's a legit NFL starter. He's better than Rashad Penny. I said you might not like him, but he's better than Rashad Penny.
I don't know that he is, honestly.
I don't know about that. I would.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Maybe he's supposed to be better than Rashad Penny.
Well, that's why I think they would make the move because listen, they're getting. I'm looking at the quarterback side of things more than Miles Sanders.
For weeks, Penny was a monster, bro.
I'm looking at Jalen Hurts for them as a reason to make that trade because they don't have to go draft a quarterback right away. That's why I
They
think
don't
that
have anybody right now.
What?
I said you're right because they don't have anybody right now.
No, they would want somebody to sell their fan base on, and they can
No. Listen, I told you, Hurts would make sense. Yeah, Hurts makes sense. Well, then I'm just going Hurts in a first, and I'm not even adding another first.
Well, just get rid of Miles. The point is just to get rid of him. That's why we're trying to toss him in. Wells, just
cut him.
Buy into the toss. Buy Miles.
I'm fine with it. I'm just saying I don't know why the Seattle would want him. That's all I'm saying.
Because he's cheap. They ain't paying him a lot of money. 1 year deal, prove it.
I'm fine with Miles going. Okay, I'll clearly state my position. I'm fine with Miles going.
We knew where your position was.
Well, I don't like Miles. I'm not saying he's better than Penny. I'm just saying that they would take it. You know, they're not going to be like, nah, we don't want him to if you're just throwing him in.
Penny was on the scrap heap.
They would say, okay.
He might have had a good end of the season, but
I mean, he was on the scrap heap, and he ran for 1,200 this year.
Yeah, -5.
He ran for like 600 the last 3 weeks.
But no, I mean, listen. Like I said, like I'm going to say, all offseason, every deal to me is on the table. Let me hear them out as you go week by week.
As it should be, though, right? Like we actually hold a lot of cards right now. You figure we're probably the biggest team looked at in the draft because of our 3 first-round picks. Like teams are looking at, okay, Eagles could make moves. Everyone's kind of looking at us, 3 first-round picks. Eagles could do things. And we have a ton of cap. We have a lot of things in our favor right now. Kind of hold the cards.
Yeah,
we kind of can make our any move we want to do. This is a big – I know we were talking, people have been blowing Howie about, Carson, Howie, what a great move. Great move if Howie don't fuck this up.
Well, let me give you
he got a lot of cards right now. If Howie fucks this up, then it's not a good move. But
no, absolutely. But this is what I see them doing. And like I can see them not going after that veteran quarterback this year, trading one of their first for a first next year, and then being in the position we talked about earlier for everybody that's tuned in now, where now you're in the Bryce Young, CJ Stroud sweep.
Yeah, you pick the guy you like the best.
If Jalen doesn't work out next year, right? Like they can catch lightning in the bottle and Jalen gets better. And then they have 2 first-round picks again the following year, right? So then you're in a great spot again, right? So there's 2 ways of looking at it. You set yourself up in case you need it, and then if you need it, you use it. And if not, then hey, Jalen's the guy. You have 2 firsts again.
And who's to say? Like I know what you're saying because they are at the top of that class.
There might be somebody else.
Who's to say those dudes are going to do anything either? You know what I mean? Bryce Young, tremendous. Heisman Trophy. I like the gold jacket, right? Absolute fucking horseshit last Monday. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me what happened at the end. Don't tell me a guy got hurt. You're playing against professional. You're playing against pro guys on that defense. You know what I mean? And I know what the first game was.
Draft 2023.
And I'm not trashing him. I'm just saying like that might be more of the Bryce Young you get at the next level.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making the.
I don't know either.
They could be looking ahead and saying, "Hey, this class."
He does have a big arm, though. He's got.
But this class is
arguably got like everything you want.
My point is, they evaluate.
Tom, it's 1,000% better.
Yeah, they evaluate.
Right off the bat, it's definitely better.
They say, "Hey, let's run it back with Jalen for a year. If he's the guy, and he's the guy, great. If not, we're set up to go to the quarterback well again if we have to, no matter who the guy is. Because there's going to be a guy who steps on the scene next year that we're not even talking about too, because they're always in.
It could be a Barrow. Could be a Barrow that pops up.
You never know. You never know. So I'm just naming the 2 guys everybody knows in the country.
And I fucking love Joe Barrow.
But there's probably going to be 3 other guys who walk on the scene that can flat out play too. So I'm just naming the guys we all know. But again, there might be guys even better than that. We don't know. College football is weird like that. They're coming into this year, Spencer Rattler was a top 5 pick. Now he's in the transfer portal. So, I mean, it's
a fickle bitch.
year to year, especially with these young guys. They got to do it again. You know, Stroud, freshman, Young, I think freshman.
Yeah.
He's
the
Bryce
one
Young
I
is 2022. CJ
Stroud's not
Stroud
till
is
the next year.
23.
Yeah, the next year.
Wait, Bryce Young come out this year?
No, next year.
After for the 2022 draft.
No, 2023 draft. 2023 season.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
And then what's Stroud?
No,
23.
you're right. They're both
Stroud
the same.
is.
Yeah. What are you guys confusing me for? They're both 23s.
But Stroud's a Frost this year, right? He has to play 2 more. What's it called? Can play 1 more, Young, right? Because he's a redshirt Frost.
Yeah.
So Young only had to play 3 years after high school. It's got to be 3 years after high school.
Oh, so you have to come out after your junior year,
or your redshirt sophomore year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you went to a junior college and you're a sophomore. 3 years after high school.
Stroud's a true freshman.
True Frost, I think. Yeah.
No, Stroud's 20 years old. There's no way he was a true freshman. But
okay, so then he's a redshirt then.
Maybe
all them big programs redshirt everybody because they got seniors that are playing there.
I don't know. Maybe he went to a prep school, so I'm saying you're wrong.
Or he went to a prep school. Yeah, I mean either one.
Yeah.
Either way, they would value maybe next year's quarterback draft batter, and they would be set up to do it if they had to. That's all. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. They go get that veteran, right, and they use assets to get it, or they say screw it, we're gonna run it back. We're going to see if he develops, and if he doesn't develop, hey, we're set up to go to the well. If need
makes
be.
sense. It makes sense. It does make sense, but then it's just it. I mean, I hope that Jalen will get better, but then it just dampens my expectations for next year. I feel like we hold all the cards right now. We can kind of make a big splash if we want to.
Well,
now,
you can
granted,
hold
it's got to be there. It's got to be there. I understand.
You could hold all the cards for next year with 2 firsts too.
Yeah, but guess what? I'm not sure any of them guys is Russell Wilson though. That's my whole thing. If you can get him, you get him. That's all I'm at.
I know. I think you're. Listen. I love Russ, but I think you're. It's not an all in. It's not an all or
I'm
nothing.
not saying it's all in. I'm saying if that. No, I'm saying if you can.
Essentially, just it.
No, but if he wants to, he's got to want to come here. It's got to be right. It's got to be the right fit here. But I love Russell Wilson. If he wants to come play here, then yes, I'm getting Russell Wilson.
Again,
and if you think that's not correct, I think that you're wrong. That's all.
I'm just telling you how much.
Whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, no, not the money, dude.
Oh, you mean how much we have to give them?
Yeah.
I think we do it for 2 picks. 2 picks.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know.
2 picks. If you want to throw Hurts in, maybe Hurts and a pick.
I would love. 2 picks. I do it. I told you that. And I draft this guy right here because I love Will Anderson from Alabama. Ethan, love him. Most underrated DN in the draft. He's better than the rest of the DNs everybody's going to talk about. Everybody's going to talk about the kid from Oregon and Hutchinson, rightfully so. They're great players, but nobody's going to talk about the guy who's done it year in, year out. I mean, sometimes we jump on other trains that aren't necessary, and we overlook special guys. And Will Anderson to me is a winner and a special guy, and not just because he went to Alabama, because of the numbers he puts in year out. That's the point. It's not a 1-year wonder per se for Will Anderson. He's proven this. He's proven his ability to get after the quarterback for 3 years now, right? So knowing that, to me, that would be
higher. Then why isn't he higher? I'm not saying those guys are right. Why isn't he higher?
Will Anderson
is what they do every year. This is what they do every year. Everybody, this is what
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might not even go in the draft.
He's not draft eligible this year. He's going
I
back.
know those kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think you can even draft him this year.
Well, he's only a sophomore too.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like he's older? Oh my God, I feel like he's been there for fucking 45 years.
2.
He's only a sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore.
That's why he's not ahead of him. There we go. We got the answer.
I was gonna say, I think that he'll be really high next year.
Yeah. I mean, I like
really high.
Everything you just said, he might be a top 5 pick next year.
Yeah, he
I
might be.
thought if he came out this year, if he's allowed to, he'd be a top 10 pick anyway. I'm just saying
he might be.
I didn't think he was ranked higher than those guys. It was my point, because those guys are special too. I'm not like Hutchinson and whatever the kid from Oregon is. They both can flat out play, so I'm not taking anything away from them. Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just saying
Thibodeau.
Will Anderson, I love. But I thought he was coming out this year. That's why I thought maybe you could steal him because of those other 2 guys. It would be the perfect year to come out. Because maybe you could steal him. Maybe he's the 3rd D end off the board. because of those two guys.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm right with you on that.
we're not getting them next year. Well, I mean, we could always come back and win 2 games. Never know. Yeah, that's Jake. It's crazy at 17 and a half sacks. I mean, my goodness gracious. I think he'll walk into 8 at the pro level. I think he'll walk into 8. Just a guess.
He would walk into our team lead, I think, then.
Andrew Baker, Devin Lloyd. I mean, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk draft. There's a lot of good names.
Yeah.
Especially on the defense side of the football. So, and this is why we were excited going into this draft.
I mean, if you watch that national championship game, a lot of guys on that Georgia defense and Alabama defense look good in midnight green. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, 90 days to talk draft talk. Yep, Joe. Don Nakobe Dean. Yep.
Should take him at 15 if he's there. Yep.
Yeah, Ethan, I would take Nakobe Dean over Devin Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're 2 different players, but
yeah,
absolutely. But Devin Lloyd's not a bad consolation prize.
No. I think Nakobe Dean's better in space.
Correct.
And I need a guy who's better in space, but that's not a shot at the other guy. I mean, I didn't know how much Devin White good he was in space, and he seems to be pretty good in space at this level, right? So, I knew he was a good run stopper.
He might make it.
Yeah, I knew he was a good run stopper coming out of college.
That dude can play.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't know how good he was in space. I'm not saying he wasn't good in space in college. I just didn't know.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and Nakobe Dean's like, it's clear as day. Like, hey, that guy's sideline to sideline. Hey, he'll get one place to another. But even just the winning mentality that you're bringing in, the captain of a defense that won a national title game, I think those things are still important, right? And you got to be able to play. But I think that's always a good start to things. Like, not saying you can't miss that, because that can be a miss too, right? Easily. It's how easy it is to miss.
I mean, he could get hurt a bunch.
Yeah, but I think when you lean towards stuff like that, sometimes you get better success. Sometimes you get better success.
I'm in full agreement with you.
Not all the time. It's not a guarantee either. But like, if you're up against it and there's a gun to your head, I'll take that guy over the other guy.
Yeah, I would agree.
Utah's playing in national title games. I mean, I get it. It's Utah. They're not going to get a chance to, but
yeah,
we get it. Yeah. Oh, stop, Joe. The ankle wasn't right. Would you stop?
Oh, goodness.
Would you stop? Come on, Joe. You had 2 passing yards in 3 quarters, I felt like.
I mean, it happened on a 2-point conversion.
Probably not far off.
Did the ankle make him miss guys wide open and not even throw the ball?
You can see when a guy's limping, right? He rested in week 18, right? I'm not saying it didn't linger, you know what I mean? But everybody's banged up like Wilson.
Yes.
I was going to say.
Everybody's banged up this time of year, and you can see, right, when it happened on a 2-point conversion. At the end of the game, after the the horse already left the barn. Bye, horse. I can't catch you. Can't get you already gone. Come here, horsey. It's already gone. Come on.
Didn't matter, guys. Didn't matter.
It's just really silly. It's just silly.
Benson retired at halftime in this football game, by the way, if anybody's watching it. You thought Jalen had a bad first half. Hold my beer. And they got a 7-0 lead by their defense making a play.
And I need a Deontay Johnson TD.
How to cook the queer for the draft if he's a true freshman?
He's not.
No, because Don. So his sports passion asked if he was only a freshman.
Greg. Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think he was.
He's 3 years out of high school, clearly.
No, another good name in the second, third round. Maybe not the second, third, but another good back. That will be there
Terrence
later on.
McKinnon out here just running wild.
Mm-hmm. Looks fast too. I mean, to your point earlier about Rager being slow, like
the whole league looks fast.
That looks fast to me.
Rager is slow.
Look, we all watch 1,000,000 games, and I might name 100 wide receivers that look faster than him a weekend. Like, there's another guy. I didn't even know this guy played in the league. Here's another guy that look faster than him.
You're right. Everyone. It just blows my mind because people tell me he's fast. Like, oh, he ran a fast 40. He's fast. He never looks fast, ever. Either that or he's not running full speed. I don't know what it is, but he don't ever look fast. Never. Like, we see fast. Like, Derek McKinnon looks fast. Tyreek Hill, he's fucking fast. I mean, we know that. But other guys, they get the ball. Deebo Samuel today on the touchdown run. He looked fast, and he's not even that fast. Supposed to be that fast of a guy. Fucking Jalen Rager never looks fast. It's so weird. And he's a bum, and I just hate him, so it makes it look slower. But he's not fast.
Billy, we know what you're saying. Where do you want to go then, Bill? 15, 16, and 19, right? So,
let me throw this. I got their top 5 picks if they use them all, based off of Tankathon, right? 15, Devin Lloyd. Nakobe Dean and the D end from Michigan were taken 2 picks above them. 16,
Aiden
Andrew
Hutchinson?
Booth. No, the Ajobi,
Okay.
the other guy.
Andrew Booth.
Yeah.
Andrew Booth, cornerback from Clemson, at 16. 19, Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah.
Pretty good.
51, Lewis Seen, safety from Georgia. And 83, Darian Beavers, linebacker, Cincinnati.
Okay.
Those are your first 5. You okay with that?
That's a hold and a half.
Yeah, I mean,
I would be
just
okay
right
with
now,
that.
like right now.
yeah,
like
on the
sitting here.
surface, sure.
I would
Yeah.
be okay with that. I still think that I would look, if we're keeping Jalen, which that seems like we're keeping Jalen, I would look running back somewhere in one of those 5 picks, more like the 4th or 5th pick.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think I leave that feeling
Yeah, but I would be okay with that.
good. I think I'm feeling
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Olave's a stud. I mean, I don't know if he gets utilized here. He's going to have to find a way to utilize him. You know.
Yeah. But he's gonna be open.
Yeah.
And I like I said, I like Devin Lloyd, so I'm not against that. And
Yeah, Georgia safety. I'm
Clemson, I don't know
for
enough
that.
about Andrew Booth.
I just don't know Booth because Clemson wasn't that good this year. I didn't watch a lot of their games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
He played in a bunch of big games.
Obviously, if he's a first-round corner, great. He can play a little bit, I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so. But yeah, safety from Georgia. That defense was pretty good. I'd be safe to say.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
He could play a little bit. You'd hope. But I mean, no, I wouldn't
Played
leave,
in some big games, that's for sure.
I wouldn't leave that and be mad at that at all. Ethan, I would love this name, J.C. Jackson, right? I mean, we talk about taking the football away, etc. I think J.C. Jackson's a good name, and that there you go. Like you went a little Chandler Jones, J.C. Jackson on defense. I think you're feeling really good going into next year, guys. I'm not telling you feel like you're winning a Super Bowl.
Is he a New England guy?
Yes. But
and you know what? Know what? You can usually get them New England guys because I feel like Bill's always like I can kind of make anyone good in my defense type deal and just lets guys go. You know what I mean? So I feel like you can, besides the fucking 2 twins that he's had that they've been there or whatever, the one has been there forever.
The McCourty twins, yeah.
Yeah, the McCourtys, they've been there forever. Besides them, a lot of guys go in and out of there, I feel like.
Is Andy Reid the greatest screen guy of all time?
all time.
I'd have to say, like, just in my eyes. I know. He was here.
It's not even close, Sweeps.
He was here
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
There's never
It's not
been
even close.
blown up.
They're 20 yards downfield with 3 linemen in front of them.
Yeah.
We haven't run a screen like that since he left.
Incredible.
We don't. Yeah. Like, listen, there's never been a screen of Andy Reid's blown up. I mean, it's just never in the history. It's amazing.
I'm sure.
J.C. Jackson and especially
Brian Westbrook was awesome on those back when we had Andy.
Mm-hmm.
I can still see Westy running behind the linemen on screens.
and especially going cornerback in the first round is pretty big because Darius Slay does have an opt out this year. I think
He's gonna stay. He's gonna stay.
I know he is, but he does have that, so that would be something sneaky if they either needed more cap space and kind of talked him into it, or he just decided he wants to move on. Right? I don't know that he does, but he does have an opt out after this year, so it is something sneaky to kind of keep an eye on that position wise, so we don't get caught with our pants down again.
Can I get a Deontay Johnson score, please? Because I think I'm going to hit my fucking single game parlay if I get it. Byron Pringle scored a touchdown, right? I saw that. Correct?
Yes.
I have Pringle, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson, 4 touchdowns single game parlay. Come on. I'll fucking
my rain came early on, baby. My rain came
Pringle did score
about 2 hours ago on this show. Was my rant. So I got it all out.
Johnson's 2 for 9 right now, so it maybe need to get a little good going on the offensive side.
I would assume we're going to need the Pittsburgh to do something offensively. Yes, they haven't done anything. Their scores defensively.
You guys want to do game balls and fumbles?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we'll get on out of here.
Absolutely.
Get on down the road.
I think Cincinnati, obviously. I think we can all agree there. Deserves a game ball. 31 years.
The officiating crew in that game definitely does not deserve a game ball. I'll tell you that.
I was thinking about Crumb and them, but go ahead.
Yeah, they are. That was brutal. Jerome Boger, you should be ashamed of yourself. Terrible. I like how the NFL came out though and was like, "Yeah, they're done. We're not using them anymore." They should say it about whoever we had today too, because they were brutal today too. Not that would have mattered because we got our doors blown. But a couple bad calls today, real bad. The holding on Kelsey was brutally bad, and the first fucking
the passer. That
the
was
first
roughing the
passer on Barn. Oh, second down, but it was long.
Was
right?
it second down? I thought it was
second and long. I think so, Greg. It was after a negative play by then, so it would have been like third and long, and they ended up scoring a touchdown. I mean, that's a big play.
Yeah,
and Barnett's a shitbag, but that was not a bad hit.
No, sir.
Nope. Bullshit calls.
And like I said, it probably didn't matter. Probably wouldn't have mattered. But that's two big calls. And the Kelsey Phantom hold was on that fucking long DeVonta Smith fucking screen pass, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you bit yourself in the ass anytime you have momentum, right? It was the personal foul there. It was the Dallas Goedert drop wide open with nobody around them, right? So any chance that you had to try to put yourself in that football game, you bit yourself in the ass. And then some penalties didn't help it either. You weren't going to win the game. But the fact of the matter is any chance you had of making it a game was blown either by self-inflicted wounds, right? Or by penalties. And the same thing goes for the Dallas Cowboys today, right? I mean, you can make the same case for them. Self-inflicting, too many fucking penalties, and you can't win like that. Now, the calls against us, I thought, and not just because us, I thought they were all ticky-tack, right? And then they were all on big plays too. Yep. Like there was 3 of them that were big plays. They're like, come on, dude. Hey, we're just picking and choosing now. Big fucking plays. You're calling a hold that wasn't a hold, right? That guy's already by him. Right? So it's little things. But if Dallas Goedert catches that football, you might be talking about a team that's more in that football game. Still don't win it, but that would have been a big play. That's such a big play because you got nothing out of that drive. And then you're getting the ball at half. So maybe you have some confidence coming out of the half. There's such a big, and not blaming on Dallas because he has some really great catches. 2 actually great catches before that drop, right? But that drop is a killer. And that's the inconsistencies of a team that's 9-8, right? And that's more of a reason why you're 9-8. Costly penalties, timely drops, and then all the other things we've spoken about this whole show, right?
Took it off the board.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah, I know. I just saw it. And it's on the fucking 1-inch line now, so he's definitely not going to give it back to Hill. Fuck.
For me, it's Josh Allen and the Bills. I mean, it's it's obviously a no-brainer. With the way the outcome. 305 TDs and ran for another 66 yards. But to get that monkey off your back, that's the big that's the big bad wolf for a long time. You know what I mean? So that was. That was they needed that and what a statement win that was in 0 degrees and dude's the number 1 arm talent in the league. I didn't say he was the number 1 quarterback, number 1 arm talent. He can throw it out of the stadium. You know what I mean? So he makes some mistakes and because he's a gunslinger. So people will take their shots at him, but dude's a flat out fucking pimp. All right, and he's the reason that they can possibly get to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And that's why early on that was I picked them in the beginning of the year, and then Kansas City's just playing so well that I kind of gave in to Mahomes and Andy and the Chiefs, and but the Bills can be dangerous,
especially now that they're also trying to run the ball more, right? They're trying to not make Josh Allen beat you every time.
He was on my bench all year, so great point, Greg. Yeah. Fuck me. Yeah. I mean, the last 5 weeks, him and Rashad Penny are the best backs in the league the last 5 weeks.
Guilty as charged over here, too, Sweeps. Devin Singletary. Thanks, bud.
Yeah. This guy was giving out Gatorade all year. Squirt Gatorade and guys all year for me. Thanks, Devin.
Yeah. What's he got? Six TDs in the last 4 games? Fucking scumbag.
I mean, yeah, Josh had more TDs than completions.
I feel like the Travolta meme, That's where Singletary was for me all year. Where were you? Where were you? What's going on here? And now he wants to be a stud. And they actually had the. I saw this, and like my game ball, you went Allen. I'm going to say the Bills the Bills offense in general, because they had the first ever perfect NFL game. Did you guys see that? No interceptions, no fumbles, no punts. Scored a touchdown on every drive until they kneeled the ball against a top 5 defense in 0-degree weather. Fucking amazing. That's amazing.
Yep.
Literally, tip of the cap, game ball to the Bills. That's amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, such a huge hurdle to get over for them as a franchise.
Yeah,
especially
the way to do
as we
it.
alluded to too. All right, playing them 3 times in what 6-week span?
Yeah. And the way they do it too, like the way you do it just by burying them, it's monster.
Tommy was
Kind of like that was the passing of the torch there in the AFC East there.
Nails was all over that. He said, "Hey, listen, I think this can get ugly. I think this game could get ugly." And it did.
Yeah, I wasn't on that. It's the only one I haven't been on this weekend. I was like, I think the Wiggins gonna keep it tight. That went well.
Yeah, that's the only one I was on.
Yeah.
I think I lucked out on Cincy because that game was tight, but they won by 7, so I had -6.
I had the Raiders. That stung. That stung a lot.
Still hurting.
I loaded up on KC tonight though, so that's looking sexual.
I don't like the spike. I don't like the first down spike. But
yeah, I mean, I took the Steelers because I thought they got blown out there before.
Yeah, more important. And then the clock there. You're inside the 10 there, Carr. Come on, buddy.
Oh, Najee Harris first fumble all year too. Oh, that's brutal.
Jeez.
Game ball for me.
We
go Elijah Mitchell. He's been bagged up a little bit coming down the stretch, but obviously was a very big integral part of that game today. Got in the end zone as well. Crazy. Six round draft pick. And he's integral part of that offense.
Yeah, I love Sherman coming.
Pretty good player too.
That's the part of Kyle Shanahan that you love, and then you see the other sides of him that you want to face it. I love Chase Sherman coming into the year, and then this guy comes, comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Yeah, my other game ball goes to John Lynch. I just refuse to give Kyle Shanahan credit, but I will. Because listen, I won a big game on the road. They're the 6th seed. They're not supposed to go in there and win, and they did. But I'll give a ton of credit to John Lynch for putting that roster together because he's done a tremendous job. He really has. Overlooked a little bit on the job he's done there in the draft, etc. They got a great front. They led the guy they traded a guy like DeForest Buckner, which I never think is a good trade, right? I'm never going to say that's a good trade, but they got pieces back and they use them pieces to get out of town. So, they do a really good job. Another touchdown. Hey, have a day. There's through Tyreek Wills.
Yes, sir.
And anytime you get to fleece the Bears and let them take Mitchell, and you still come out with the guy you wanted all along.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a fumble right here goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, really to Ben Roethlisberger, because you get a 7-0 lead on a ball, bounces up after a fumble, Watt scores, and you're just inept. You know what I mean? You're just inept, and
I'm going to need him to throw one to 18.
You got embarrassed here. You got embarrassed here a few weeks back, not that long ago. And you're getting embarrassed again. And Deontay Johnson, another fumble because he said, don't hop on the bandwagon after we beat him. Oh yeah. How many balls you dropped tonight, Deontay?
How's that working out for you?
So,
I hope he catches one in the end zone
when you're going in places. Have some respect for a team that's been there twice in 2 years and has a Super Bowl trophy. Yeah, I mean, you might want to put a little respect on that. But
like I said, and that's how it's. And when they expand things, it's exciting because it gives your team a chance, and and everybody, it gives you that one more opportunity. But then it becomes watered down. You know what I mean? Like they didn't belong. You had that 17, they don't belong. Okay,
go back to regular playoffs now.
Give them credit. They did their job. You know what I mean? Brandon Staley's a moron, right? So this game shouldn't even be taking place right now. Because Brandon Staley's a moron. We know that. You know what I mean? Like, but same thing. It's just, it's just
Chargers Chiefs would have been good fucking.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Wells. Chargers Chiefs a little better.
It was good the first time around.
They match up so much better. Well, they played twice already, but yeah.
The last time around.
Yeah, when Brandon Staley absolutely blew the game. Yeah, they lost in overtime.
Yo, fumble goes exactly to Ben Roethlisberger, 6 for 15, 23 yards.
That's the Jalen Hurts line.
6 for 15, 23 yards. Oh, adding great skills with it. Still runs it well, guys.
They're not playing by Bears. They're playing like
it's
done a good job. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong.
It's a great way to go out. Great way to go out, Ben. Throwing for less than a quarter against the Kansas City.
And my other fumble, I think we all probably agree on this one, is the Cowboys, and we can all talk about it. But that's another fumble, right? We gave Niners credit, but I mean the Cowboys fumbled a game. I think you can look at the Cowboys, Eagles. This is the way the Eagles got embarrassed, right? As all like fumbles here early on. You know, the Cowboys even more so because you're the favorite. You're at home, right? This is win now time, and you come up short again after what I would say is a damn good year per se. I mean, you're 12
and 5. Yeah,
you're 12 and 5. It's a damn
great
good
year.
Yeah, it's just,
as Sweep said, hope those stats were worth it. You know
what's funny? I hate Kyle Shanahan so bad.
It starts at the top, and I don't know
if the own battery
they're ever going to win. You know, they won a long time ago. You know, because of him, and he spends money, and but it's just the Jerry Jones factor to me is like that's the one huge thing you have going in, especially in your division. As Eagle fans, you're just like, hey man, I hope Jerry's around. I hope Jerry stays around because I feel like he's got a chance. You always feel like he's going to have a chance. He's going to Jerry it. You know what I mean? Like today, this is the only asshole that builds a fucking dome where sun comes in. Sun comes in, right? The fucking ball went right by the Cowboys receiver. I love it. It's hilarious, but the ball went right. You're in a fucking dome, genius. What the fuck are you doing? You got to let fucking sunlight in. Who the fuck needs sunlight? Right through the fucking face.
Put the blinds down, Jerry.
Guy goes to punt. He hits the fucking giant obnoxious scoreboard you put in because you're a fucking hammer. Why don't you put it right below God's feet? I mean, you had to put it right there. I mean, Christ, what an idiot! What a fucking asshole!
I will double down on Sweeps that if someone's gonna find the fountain of youth, we hope it's Jerry. Thank you, thank you, and thank you.
Even if Steven's there, I feel like it's failure. You know what I mean? There's Eddie Jones in the house. Yeah, Eddie Jones in the house still. You guys will
pass it right down to his fucking idiot son. Yeah. Right on down.
We love pedigree talk here on A2D Radio. There's pedigree talk.
Pedigree talk.
More else. But listen, I mean, so you look at their loss, and that's a terrible one today. Not because their playing's not good, just because they're the favorite. You guys want to get the crumbs though? I mean, I think
I'm a fumble. I'm gonna do my fumble real quick.
Go ahead.
And fucking Jalen fucking Reagor for the fourth fucking time tonight because I hate his face so much. I don't want to see him. I want him cut. He's a bum. He stinks. He's slow, and he fucking stinks. And the fact that we could have had Justin Jefferson instead of him makes me want to kill myself.
My brother sent me that video again today of them laughing at us taking him. I'm like, yeah, this is probably a good time to watch this today.
Yeah, well, they should be laughing at themselves because they're all fired.
Yeah, well, that's true now too.
Yeah. They should calm down over there too. Skull. All right, you're all fired. So everybody that made that pick's going.
Yeah, you're right.
And you're interviewing Gannon. So continue to punch yourself in the dick.
Yep. Take that down.
I wouldn't let him run a fucking lemonade stand. I'd be like, hey, John, I got this. All right.
Does Mike Zimmer want to be a defensive coordinator? Because I'll take Zim.
Yeah, I love Zim. Zim.
He's got his head in the fucking pumpkin patch, or that fucking young pumpkin patch. Yep. So he probably just wants to be a defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? I don't know if he wants the responsibilities. He's balls deep in that pumpkin patch. So I think.
He's good. You are correct, Sweeps. He's got 28-year-old arm candy. He can't be thinking that much. The head coach. That's too much responsibility. Too much responsibility.
Let the guy do what he does well, guys.
It's like this is too much responsibility. All right, guys. I don't have as much energy anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see you guys on Thursday. For a defensive meeting.
I'm gonna real quick. My last fumble. I'm gonna slightly fumble Derek Carr. I know we talked glowingly about him, but that fourth down pass wasn't getting to the end zone anyway. So just gonna slightly. I don't want to kill him. I don't want to kill him because he might be. He's one of the names that we would take here.
He threw a fucking dime on that fourth down though.
No, he did.
The seam ball was fucking a dime.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to score after that. I was like, fuck, they're going to fucking score. Because I had Cincy. I love. So I apologize to you guys if you had the Raiders. But I was like, after he made that throw, I'm like, they're going to fucking score. They've been scoring the end of the game all fucking year. And then I'm like, I'm not even going to get a chance because they're going to go for two. I can see it happening. So I'm happy they didn't. And I love Cincy. I love Joe Burrow.
Yeah. No,
what a fucking stud.
I just thought, like I said, they were playing tough for this guy. They were playing tough for Rocky Balboa. And then you're looking for wild card weekend. That road dog, it's every year somebody wins, So then I'm trying to find one. You know what I mean? Like as Eagle fans, you got your little red rocket out. You're hoping it could be them. It's not them. You know what I mean? So is it the Raiders?
I love the Niners.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's where it ended up, the Niners, because I like the Rams as well. So all roads pointed to the Niners if it wasn't going to be the Raiders.
I kind of like Arizona tomorrow a little bit. I think they could win, but they also might get blown out. I'm like, that's where I'm with it. I'm at with it. I'm not sure. I feel like they've been playing like such shit. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams came out and just buried them. But if it's a close game, I think Arizona can beat them.
Well, we saw last week, right? The Rams
Hopkins back, and that's a big,
that's huge,
big plus for Arizona. They got all their guys back. Edmonds is back. Connor's back. I mean, so they're getting all their guys back at the right time. I think that's a dogfight tomorrow night. Like I don't know who I like. But I think I might like the Cardinals a little bit.
Now I definitely like the Cardinals. I didn't even realize all that was happening.
Yeah. Well, I think LA is that team with that pressure, right? The pressure to win now. Sometimes that's a lot. The win now pressure catches up to you. I don't know. Maybe. And then we might be talking about, hey, we wanted Brady so bad. Look at this, right? Look at this. They get beat, right? I don't know.
Well, and you got Eric Weddle starting after signing him last week. Like, that's how depleted they are in the safety position. You had to sign Eric Weddle.
Weddle's back.
And he's playing.
Let's get into our Crumbs.
Huh? Rams? Yeah. The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, Weddle's starting.
Because Ramsey punched the other safety in the face.
Yeah, that's right. Because Taylor Rapp's got Ramsey's fucking knuckles on his eye.
He's on IR with a ring mark in his eyeball.
Can I go first, Tom? Because I think Phil might be dying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine's Dak. It's got to be Dak. That's such a bad loss. I was going to fumble him, but I'd rather crumb him. That is a glaringly bad home loss when you're supposed to be this Super Bowl bound team with great expectations and a great offensive line and phenomenal weapons. And Dak was bad today, flat out bad. Terrible loss. Huge crumb for Dak. I love it, but it was what a crumb. Dakota, and he ran and slid with 6 seconds left in the middle of the field. What are you doing?
You took mine.
What are you doing?
You took mine, Wells, on the fumble. Mine's Jalen Reagor. Because on that fumble, right? You decided afterwards to put your hand up like somebody did something wrong, right? Like you caught a fair catch, or like somebody didn't block somebody. I don't know why. And then your face was that bitter beer face. Like, just stop, dude. Just stop, okay? Because your hands go up like somebody else's fault. This is why you'll never be successful, ever. And I knew you weren't going to be successful the second you block people. Because the second you block people, told me everything I need to know about you. And then the second you're looking to blame somebody when you put a ball on the turf, right, is the reason you'll always be a crumb, a reason I hated the pick, and all the other things we talk about. So go ahead, boys. Give us your crumb.
For me, I got just a quick two in the NFL. First off, it's the Miami Dolphins. Brian Flores, tremendous coach, absolute fucking joke. All right, and I understand you're pinned in the corner if quarterback and coach don't get along. They always side with the quarterback, but just watch the fucking game. It's Stephen Ross being Stephen Ross. He's a fucking moron, and he just continues his moronic fucking stuff. You know what I mean? That he's fucking doing. So. It's fucking embarrassment. The guy's a fucking good coach. Tremendous coach, actually. All right. And it just was a shame.
Deontay, nice.
It was an absolute shame. And that's why, they are who they are. All right. I mean, because, it's probably the best guy they had since Shula. And they're going to choose a fucking duct tape, fucking fat little lefty who fucking stinks. All right. And that's right. Mark it down. All right. Rant Booth and all your little credit. We know you're giving credit. And we know you like Tua. And the other guys, as we mentioned him earlier, is Brandon Staley. All right, it's an absolute fucking embarrassment. You call fucking timeout like an idiot. I don't know what you were thinking when you think you're the smartest guy in the room, and then you don't even have Kenneth Murray, your guy. If you were trying to stop the run, and your one in his quote was, "We want to get our one back defense in." Nobody in football knows what that is. All right, so once again, you're just making shit up. One back defense. It doesn't involve your best linebacker, Kenneth Murray. He's not on the field. All right, and it's just the Chargers in a nutshell. Obviously, the last 10, 12 years, but this guy, he single-handedly lost 4 or 5 games for them this year, and the fact that he still got a job is fucking comical.
Well said.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Minor crumb would be the Houston Texans for doing David Culley bad. You didn't give him anything to work with, and then you fired him after a year. He might not be the guy, and that's fine, but that strange way to have that end.
I thought they were playing hard at the end of the year, too.
I thought they played really well at the end of the year.
Davis Mills was playing pretty well.
Yeah. And when you start the year and, your franchise quarterback is, you deem him out, right?
He's getting rubs.
Yeah, he's getting a bunch of rubs, and you trade away DeAndre Hopkins, you trade away a first-round pick for Tunsil. You know what I mean? Like, you did all these things to set up for failure, and you failed.
Yep.
Figure that one out.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the franchise guy wanted out, and his dick was out. You know what I mean? So, double out going on. But I thought they played – dude, so I agree with you, buddy. That's same with the Raiders need to hire Rocky Balboa, too. I thought they played hard, too. You know what I mean? So.
And they're probably not going to, Sweeps.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are career assistant. Everybody's looking for a sexy pick. We're in Vegas. I'm Mike Mayock. You're right.
Joe Banner out there puffing his chest, like finally vindicating him for interviewing the guy a bunch of years ago. Did you see that on Twitter?
Nah.
And then my other crumb, I touched on it last week, but it was actually final. The Australian Open for deporting and not allowing Novak Djokovic, the defending champion, to participate in your tennis tournament this week.
Aren't they London now?
No, they deported him.
No, they deported him.
They deported him.
Yeah, it looked like they were switching, then it was at the last minute.
Yeah.
That's awesome. If there was a good Australian tennis player, I'd call Cahoots here, but there's not.
I see a kangaroo in fucking tennis shoes. I'm gonna fucking be like, "What's going on here?" So, Wilsh, you just hit that. Nice work, huh?
Yes, I did. Let's go.
Take it off the board.
It. I've been struggling hard, so need it.
Take it off the board, and then you get a fucking 40-yard bomb, and then come back. Jarek McKinnon, good for you, buddy. I'll give you a game ball before we go off the air. Jarek McKinnon, fan-fucking-tastic tonight.
Yeah, he has been great. I wish I would have picked him for the TD.
Yeah, his odds might have really boosted that parlay.
Yeah, it would have been great. I didn't think that. I actually thought that Williams was going to play. They said he was active. He hasn't even played, has he?
Not much if he has.
Darryl, yeah.
Not much.
I'm happy I didn't pick him. Fuck.
Is that him in there now? Or is that
no, that's Gore. That's Gore.
Yeah. Chiefs, Bills, huge matchup. And Titans, all right, Titans, Bengals.
With maybe Derrick Henry back.
NFC still waiting. But the Niners looks like they're going into Lambeau. And they can give them.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Green Bay, that's the team I did not want to come to Lambeau, honestly.
Nobody wanted them in, man. I'm telling you. Like Tom alluded to earlier, it's a good roster.
Tough on both lines. They'll run the fucking ball on you. And Deebo Samuel's a fucking pimp. And Jimmy G wins games. Win
a game when Kittle's non-existent today. You know what I mean? And Deebo's just absolutely delicious. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
I still think that Green Bay will beat them, but that's not who you want if you're Green Bay.
That's not who they want. That's they're embarrassed by him. A few years back, still not off the field.
Yeah, Green Bay would have ass fucked Dallas.
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm glad they don't have to. Glad they're out. Boys, great show. Like always, everybody out there, we can't thank you enough for all the comments, everything you bring to the table. Drives the show. Tough Eagles lost today. Yeah, but make sure you pound the like, pound the subscribe.
Oh,
so you're here for all the shows throughout the off season. A lot of Sixers talk coming up, obviously now, with no Eagles, but we're Eagles all year long. You know how it works. We'll always
College B-ball is gearing up.
Gearing up. We got to thank our doc, though. Dr. Paul Vidal brings you every show on Sunday. Make them yours. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. For Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, I'm Tom Arnone. Hit the damn like and subscribe. I promise you, it's worth it. Hey, fly Eagles fly. Tough way to end the season, but we're all hoping here that we're going to come back better than ever with all the picks and all the money. Time will tell. We're out of here.